Where'd you get 'em? How'd you get 'em? Way up north in a house that's new, there were boys, me, your big feet and you. From your ankle up, I'd say you sure is free. From there down, you just too much feet. Your feet's too big. Don't want you cause your feet's too big. Can't you use you cause your feet's too big. I love you cause your feet's too big. Oh, your feet's too big. Don't want you cause your feet's too big. Mad at you cause your feet's too big. I love you even if your feet's too big.
I'm not a monkey. All right. I'm a cousin to the Yeti.
Manwich.
I'm educated. I'm intelligent. I'm articulate. I speak several languages. Je suis étudiant français. Soy habla español. I've practiced opera for many years. I mean, what more do you want? I'm sorry, can we stop? I don't want to talk anymore right now. You get tired of staring at the same tree day after day. Kind of like being in a cubicle. Well, not really like being in a cubicle. I'm a refined being. I'm self-aware. I have feelings and emotions, and it really hurts those feelings when I have to watch another piece of cinematic crap. Some guy going, and the women go, ah, and the guys go, kill it, and then it gets killed. But you get my point, okay? I'm a Sasquatch.
This is Mike.
This is Ken.
And this is Rich.
And this is Manwich.
And this is Manwich.
Manwich. Yep.
All right, now I guess we're going to just be discussing some of the stuff that I've been hearing about a lot and stuff like the underground places and people living underneath the ground. Anybody hear anything about people living underneath the ground?
Aliens.
Booms. I heard like some stuff about some booms, people, some explosions in some towns and stuff. And then there's like all these like, I don't know where these people are disappearing, huh? So is that where they're going? Is this where people are disappearing to?
Well, I heard that the White House was a spaceship. Yeah, spaceship. Anything that happens here on Earth, they're fucking gone. No, they got secret little hideouts there.
Yeah, like I know that they got
underground.
I heard that there's shopping malls that are there too, and like there's all kinds of stuff. You get a barber shop.
Oh, you talking about under the White House?
No, underneath the ground,
like in the ground,
places out in the middle of nowhere, or probably right in the middle
In
of
mountains.
Town.
I've heard of it.
Anywhere.
I heard of it.
Probably even underneath the ocean.
I was gonna say I heard of like when you talk about the shopping malls. Remember with that one podcast we talked about that shit. But I'm just saying, when I brought it up, and we were like, yeah, we both knew about it. I've heard about it being in mountains. Like they'll do not. I'm not saying everyone's in a mountain.
Oh yeah, there's that one that was in the mountain
There's
that they
mountains,
talk
man.
about. That one mountain there. You know where that was?
Where?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh.
But
You be out there? No.
what brought that up?
I don't know. He was just talking about just a little bit of information. I only had a little bit of information. You can fill in
What was he talking about?
the airplanes
No more weed for you.
with midgets.
No.
No.
Huh?
They jump off the airplane.
Do they?
The poodles.
What are you
Eating
talking about? They're
spaghetti.
throwing poodles out the plane? What the fuck you talking about?
They eat spaghetti. The only poodles that jump out the planes are the ones that have parachutes. Shut up. I don't know why you asking me all these questions.
I don't know. You lost me. You lost me when you said.
The underground places.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have like,
Oh, yeah.
They have Starbucks.
Yeah.
Or they have Starbucks.
I know some underground places.
I wonder if there's going to be
Right on
anyone
40
that's gonna
right on
ever try to
41,
expose any of that
there's-
stuff. Huh? Do you think there's going to be anybody like, oh, here goes the entrance right here?
I've
Not
heard
to the ones we already know, like
Hold on.
something totally new.
I've heard about people that I've heard about people that have stumbled upon abandoned bunkers
Yeah,
that
I've
are
seen
like
some of that
underground.
stuff. Yeah, they're all like trashed and
And they're like
spooky.
underground. Yeah, and it's like, dude,
Yeah, they're all like rotting away. Just like they look so. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to like be down there.
I would.
check this out. In
Yeah,
in Europe,
to check it out.
for 10 minutes.
in
Then you're
Europe,
gone.
in Europe, this guy had discovered one. I think the Nazis had used it, and it goes on and on. And so fucking far, dude. It's like it just goes on and on. And there's like water that ended up coming and getting in somehow from the wall cracking and stuff. But he's like he just stumbled upon it, man.
Look at the South Pole.
About-
the city there. Alien.
Oh, you talking about Antarctica?
Yeah, Antarctica. Yeah.
Now that reminds me of like Admiral Byrd. That wasn't the North Pole. I know we didn't say it, but for listeners, that was the South. Yeah, that was the Arctic, and there was an operation. That's what I told you about. UFOs are coming. They say that the UFOs are coming out to space.
Right.
I mean, out the water, and they were cutting the ships in half. The theory is that, like, you know, when the conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat shit is that there's Nazis that are still there, and I don't even know how you could still call them Nazis after so many years ago. And it's not like these people are 100 years old walking around in walkers, right? But
I don't know, maybe they had some kind of technology.
they believe that the people believe that there's aliens there working with like third generation Nazis, and definitely U.S. scientists are there. And then there's this thing. Okay, the guy that walked on the moon, what was his name?
Griffin?
The guy that walked on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Something about, I think it was Neil Armstrong.
For 800.
I got it.
I think it was Neil Armstrong. What Neil Armstrong? He got to visit Antarctica because, like, you and I, or you, like all three of us, we couldn't just go to Antarctica. You have to have
You
permission.
book a flight.
No, you can't. You gotta have permission.
It'd be so. You get there, it'd be so fucking cold. You wouldn't even get out of the
You don't
plane.
wanna
You say,
go
"Take
there.
me home."
Don't go there.
Flat earthers. This what flat earthers use this. They say that this approved. Check it out. Flat earthers say that this is. They believe that the reason you can't go to Antarctica is because, like, nobody. They say that there's footage. There's never been footage of people making it from one end of Antarctica to the other. This is kind of going to some flat earther shit, but so I'll stop. But man, that it goes deep.
Yeah, it does, because there's like actually underground spot there too, because there's the hollow earth, right, where there's a passage or some kind of tunnel.
Now that's if you believe that. The hollow earth shit. I'm not saying I'm not like, if you believe it, I'm just saying I'm not knocking you.
I don't believe anything. I'm just saying this is the things I heard.
This is what I think. I think that shit, like cryptoids, like whatever, like
All those things,
humanoid
like
like creatures. I feel like they use caves as a tunneling system to go back and forth when they abduct people.
So these could be beings from another, like, inside the earth.
Yeah.
In different pockets, and that's not where, like, and there's different areas where certain things is
Okay.
nicer than other places where you could enter.
Think about it, you can never find Bigfoot. Now, granted, they say because Bigfoot's nocturnal, right? He's only coming out at night, but that's not true because you got footage of Bigfoot during the day.
Yep.
That
one where he's walking, you can see him.
Where is he sleeping? And then you got people, dude. You got people talking about they've seen lizard people, and I'm not saying like that David Icke
Under
shit.
your bed.
I'm not, but you know how like that lizard people shit. Normally, like if somebody knows something about it, they're thinking David Icke. They look like us, but you know, underneath their skin or whatever,
They just get furry every once in a while, like werewolves.
People believe that that there's literally like lizard-like humanoid things under the earth. And then there's all kinds of crazy, you know, there's all
There
kinds
could be something like
bipedals
that.
though. Bipedals.
There could be that there. The earth is huge. We only see only so much of it. There's so much more there is to explore. I mean, Jesus, what the oceans are.
They got to be less than 7 miles.
98%.
You know that?
Ocean to look at or something. I don't know.
They have to be less than 7 miles, because
Earth
after
is-
7 miles, you're in hell.
Mhm. Is that how deep that hole is?
Yeah, 7 miles, 7 miles and some feet. Yeah, they went down there. So you know the aliens ain't there. They're not stepping in that area. They're maybe a little bit above that area.
So you think there might be, like, actually they live in the clouds? How do we know? We look up, we just see a bunch of clouds. How do you know that that's a big ass city and it's been there for a long time? You look up, just like in that movie. No, remember that stuff? Do you ever watch that movie?
I did watch that shit.
Oh, that was scary, man. With that chimp, man. Grab that.
I didn't watch the part about a
Them
chimp
people up
in it, but I did see that movie.
Man.
To a degree, I like the idea. But then I said, man, fuck this shit. I couldn't.
What?
It was just, it's in the
I think it
air.
could
You
happen.
can't
If
see
there's
it.
stuff in the water, or what? How come there can't be?
No,
fish in
this
an
what got to me
atmosphere?
is because they
The
made
fish can be up there and it rains fish and frogs. I mean, and we don't look up there and say, "Hey, it's gonna be some fish and frogs today." I can
No.
see them swimming up in that motherfucker up there.
what I
No, you look up there, you just see clouds.
what I didn't like about the movie. No, hey, the only thing I didn't like about the movie. No, well, what
I
turned me
believe
off
it.
about it was that the ship was alive. That's
I
what
think
turned me
I,
off
I
about
think I
it.
believe that. I think that shit's real, and I think it isn't. It could be like a creature. Because if they're in the ocean, there's some kind of
Hey.
creature. It can't be one in the sky too that lives somewhere way up in there somewhere. We don't see that shit.
I heard testimony
Yeah,
of
we
this.
all look at your phone anyway.
I heard testimony of the
Yeah.
scientist when he was a young kid. He was taken by government men, and they showed him a spaceship. But they didn't tell him it was a spaceship, but he could tell it was a spaceship, not because it looked like a flying saucer. There was something about it. He said he touched it, and he noticed that it was intelligence. It was a form of like intelligence that as the propulsion system of wherever this came from off of whatever aircraft. So because you talk like the living, in the movie Nope and how the saucer is supposed to be alive.
Yeah.
I think I would to myself, that's how I'd relate it to.
So the weather balloon thing could actually been like a life form that fell. That's what I was like, hey, everybody, it's a weather balloon. Because when you watch like Nope, like when it like fell up, when it did all this stuff, it was kind of like then like membraney. Is that just a membrane? It looks like that or something, or it really was a balloon that he showed part of one that he did have, but it looks so similar to the real thing, but he didn't want to, flip it over and be like, look, it's an alien.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But back to underground.
There's
Like, do
a lot
you
of
wanna
places.
go find
The
some place?
Hopi Indians say they
Like,
on
go
a
out to those
mesa.
scary mountain places and go look around.
Yeah, the Hopi Indians came from out of the ground,
We could do it, man. You want?
and then some Indians talk about coming out of a tree.
That's where like that missing 9411.
Just take the keyboard and put it on your lap.
Can't even see that far.
I like it here.
Why?
Underground.
Oh, that missing 411 shit. That's what you talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, that's some deep shit, man. I'll shut my mouth up, but man, that's some deep shit, man. David Polides. I think that's the guy's name, David Polides.
Yeah.
Polides, whatever. But yeah.
Leaders.
Me and Dave go way back. You want check it out? Let me do something real quick, Mike. Hold on.
Yeah, right there. Missing 401 stories.
Yeah, that's what I want to check out some of that, don't you guys?
Yeah, that one right there. The missing. What the fuck went missing?
Oh, hold on. I gotta fix that shit. No, I gotta hold it. I gotta fix it.
Hold on, something happened.
It's piping through. Just do stop share. Yeah, do that real quick. Fuck it. Let me fix this because I got the audio coming through the laptop.
Yeah, it's piping through. Piping through there. Speaking about piping through there.
Go up, back it up. It's in there.
Hold on. I need a pointer.
Here it is, right here. Here's a pointer. Hold on a second. I got technical difficulties.
You gotta check the difficulty.
I gotta check the switches and the thingamajibs.
Where the fuck you guys going, man?
We're leaving. We quit.
You think this shit? You guys think this is like timeout? This is timeout time? Help me, people. These guys suck.
Right? It's like being on an elevator. You're like, you don't want to say anything, but hey, you're not saying anything, but you're just gonna sit there. happened?
There it
What?
is, man. The one, hey, there's the mouse right there.
Boo.
It might bite. Watch out. Oh yeah, there's no video there.
Go try. Only find stuff on YouTube. That's some TAC shit.
I didn't know your phone or your. Oh, you got some gummy bears. Some gummy bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's just like all
I
those
like to
stories
get
that you've
some
been hearing.
good-
I've been heard about that. I heard this one story about this little boy, and he went missing out in that wilderness somewhere. It's just a vague memory, but like he went to the wilderness, and then like he had like he said his other grandma or his grandma was there or something like that, and then it was like some weird looking like cave or something like that. So there could be an entrance, or it could have took it to its little dimension. Maybe it has like a little pocket dimension, or I don't know how these things work around here, but if there's one thing's real and this is real and that's real, and
You know, that's
anything could be possible, right?
that's gonna
Anything
make
could be
me go.
possible. Could be like these things, and they know exactly where these little crevices are, where they can just like get there and bring you there.
That's gonna make me want to go out and fucking investigate that
I want to
shit,
go
man.
investigate.
I really want to go
That's why I want to
back
look up where that place was again. But I don't know about if I really want to go there.
Where's
My first
Mike?
time,
He's tipping
I would rather go
rocks.
to, like a place that's not so scary. I'm gonna go somewhere not too scary first and like build myself up, like tipping my toe, going in the water a little bit. Like, oh, okay, it's a little scary. I don't want. I quit. I can quit too, right? Just be there the whole time.
What scared me one time going into a cave, and it was this big, you could crawl through it like that. And I reached over and I was gonna put myself in there, and this little hand touched my hand.
A little hand touched
A
your
little
hand.
hand touched my
Were you
Hey, it
hand.
reminds me
It
of
could have
Michael.
been a
Hold on,
lizard.
hold on, hold
It
on.
could have been a lizard.
It reminds me of a Michael Jackson joke. It says, "How's Michael Jackson tell time?" When the big hand touches the little hand.
Yeah.
What story they got? Inspired. So what kind of story they got right here?
David Politis is a former police
that shit up,
officer
all the way.
and investigator journalist who penned the series of books entitled Missing 411. They're awesome books, and I strongly recommend you head over to his site to
So you know about him a lot, or what? A little
Fuck
bit?
yeah, man!
You
I
do?
watched all that shit about this dude, man.
purchase them.
Dude,
Tell me a little
and I watched when I check out. They might not talk about it here. I'll make it real quick. He was like, look, when you look at the majority of missing persons, right? Where as far as the national parks go, right? Actually, I think he did all over the U.S.
Yeah,
right?
there's like they don't keep a record of none of that stuff.
No, he did a map though. He showed like the hot areas, the red zone, like little red dots, right? And then he was like the heaviest rainfall, and you know where it fell, where the dots were, right? And he said, vegetation where a large primate of the size of a Bigfoot or a Gigantopithecus for some, where would they be able to survive in North America? It was where those little red dots were. So in theory, where these people are going would be like a prime place for a Bigfoot to survive in the wild. And so he was like, but see, what he does is this is what he does. He don't flat out say it's a Bigfoot. He just puts the shit out there like it's a mystery. Ooh, but he knows what the fuck he's
there's
saying,
different
man.
things that are causing these people to disappear, and some of them come back and they find a shoe, and then they find a person later on, or they just find a shoe, never find a person, or whatever. It's like strange. There's all these stories. Maybe we'll stumble upon it, and this is the guy that was talking about it. I watched it a while back.
As they've served as the inspiration for many cryptozoologists and paranormal investigators. Some of tonight's stories are not included in any of Mr. Politis' books, but in using the title Missing 411, I wish to pay respects to the man, not piggyback off his ideas.
Yeah, like us, like we're all like looking at their video that they did work.
Yeah,
so hard to do.
piggybacking them.
Ah, fuck that, man. We're gonna watch this shit and we're gonna be Mystery Science 3 Theater 4000.
Lights have gone out in the neighborhood.
Where did
Said
three
one person in
noisy
the-
people?
But as the great past, questions remained. Who or what took John Devine that day? And could it be responsible for the many other disappearances that have occurred in our nation's national parks?
Oh, that shit is like so spooky and scary.
you-
Like you want to go camping? Do you want to go camping? Who wants to go? No one's really want to go camping now. You watch these things. You go to
Dude,
a
check it
national
out. Check it
park?
out. For one, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't want to go camping to begin with. I don't want to wake up and not be able to take a fucking shower.
Well, I could deal with not taking a shower because I've been.
I don't want to wake up and not have to brush, not be able to brush my teeth.
Fuck it, dude.
You can brush your teeth.
Where?
You can.
I never gone camping, so tell me.
Very
I'm just
Why
saying-
you
drink
never
water.
went camping?
Yeah,
Then why are you saying I would never go camping?
He's got to go to somewhere.
What? No.
Nobody took you camping.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to be that fucking guy that first time I ever went camping, I got ate by a bear. I was sleeping.
Look,
the bear come and tore down
my
tent
dad, what
and
he
chewed
will,
me up.
dude, he'll save you. He talks to animals. Was that he pushed you down and you run?
He is. He is.
That works for a bear. I don't
Hold
work
on.
for a dog.
He is the Bigfoot whisperer.
The Bigfoot. We're gonna go over there and say, Bigfoot's gonna bend me over here real quick. I saved your life, Fred. Remember me. Remember me.
The trick of getting away from Bigfoot is you just have somebody. Yeah, you gotta have somebody.
I'm out of here.
You can't
scared.
run. You can't run from.
Dude, you got cougars.
He's fast, but to get away with it, be with somebody that's slower than you.
That's what I'm saying. They were the
Oh,
hero. I
man.
could say the story about how
Check it
they
out.
were the hero, and they said, "I'll save you guys." And the dude jumped in there and got eaten or fucked by Bigfoot to death. I don't know what happened to him.
Hey,
We
but
ran.
you got
running. We were running.
but you got mountain lions too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there.
I'm gonna go. Listen, I'll go hunting, but
I
I'll
saw-
go with a gun. When I go hunting, I won't go hunting with just any gun. I'm gonna go with a semi-automatic because if there is such thing as a Bigfoot, one fucking bullet is not gonna stop him. And at the same token, I'm not a good shot, right? Because I don't have guns. Now, what if it's a bear? Even I've heard of a story about a guy who shot a bear and that bear kept charging at him and chewed up his face. That was just recently of some sort.
Holy shit!
So if I'm gonna go shoot at anything, I'm gonna shoot a whole bunch of holes in them. I'm gonna
That guy.
50 cal.
he only shot one time.
no
Bang!
He shot.
Yeah, the single
I
barrel.
don't know how many times he shot, but he shot that fucking bear, and that bear kept coming, and that bear fucking ate it. I think all of his face off.
Holy shit!
I am not fucking around.
that's
Dude. If
some
I'm
scary
going out in the
shit, dude. I'm
woods,
not going
I'm
out in
going
the woods like
prepared.
I bet you that bear licked his lips too.
Hey,
I
hey,
watch videos of people out there.
that's like
tell
that
ya.
guy. Hold on, that's like that group, that guy called the Grizzly Man, Timothy something. I can't think. He
Grizzly
went out.
Adams.
He went out in the woods with his girlfriend. This guy.
Oh yeah,
This
I
guy was-
remember. Yeah,
He would live with grizzly bears.
All with grizzly.
This fucking dude was nuts, man. And people told him, dude, stop doing it. You're gonna get attacked. He dies. He gets eaten by a bear. I watched the fucking documentary about this shit.
Is that the guy? Was his video on? Was that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, that's just horrifying.
Ooh,
Because
that is scary.
the girlfriend's hitting the bear on the head. He's like, dude, it's so horrible.
Oh, that is
And then the chick that
horrible.
was his ex-girlfriend, well, the chick that was which is his ex-girlfriend, she ends up getting custody of the tape. And she's like, oh, I would never show anybody. I would never let anybody hear that
And someone
tape.
said, "Here's some money," and she. put it
Nah,
up.
she did obviously something happened because this shit leaked on the internet. And the only way it leaked on the internet is because she fucking put that shit on there, man.
I don't know, man. There's other ways. Other people can make copies of that shit and be like,
No, she's the only one that had the
The only
original.
one.
The cops gave her the original.
well,
From
the cops could have took a extra.
that could have, I mean, that came to my mind when I said that shit, man. But
Some
you know
dude at
what?
The desk be like, "Hey, look
Nah.
at this shit. This is cool."
I feel like this, you got people. I don't want to say scumbag shit, but they look for opportunity to make a buck when it's all said and done.
Especially nowadays, there's like all kinds of.
So
I could fart in a bottle and someone buys it. It's like,
no,
fuck
but
it.
if Shaquille O'Neal farted in the
girl-
bottle,
that girl-
someone probably.
Hey, Shaquille number whatever.
But-
buy that shit.
But
Smell my feet. Okay, $10.
The
Somebody
dude-
come over here to smell my feet. I make it real stinky for you. $10.
dude that got ate by the bear,
Selling
yeah,
my
man.
socks for
Yeah.
$25.
and they showed. Listen, that bear that ate him.
Yeah.
He's recording that bear like a day or two prior, and he's like, "Go get away, get away." Dude didn't even have no fucking bear spray. That's how dumb he was. He was out there, and I hate to say he's dead. He's dumb and he's dead. Dude had no means of protection. He just figured like he was a fucking bear whisperer or something. Like he's the
Yeah.
dude Caesar, whatever, from the dog thing whisperer.
I wouldn't even.
So
trust
they
any
found the
animal.
bear, and in the bear's digestive tract was his girlfriend and him. And think about them parents, or even that chick's like ex-boyfriend that probably was still in love with her. He's like, man, I fucking told her don't hang out with that fucking dude. I fucking told him. And that's all. And I think she was a beautiful chick too, if I'm correct. And then they show the photos of his leg. Like there's like a bone sticking out. They show like his penis and all that shit. That shit
holy
was on,
shit, dude.
dude. And if you ever want to talk about that cult shit, you know what used to be out, what was on YouTube? I was trying to look it up. Jamestown. When they drank that Kool-Aid,
But
they got the audio. No, they got the audio.
Yeah,
And then people
everything.
when they're dying, dude, check this out. Check this out. This is fucked up for me to say. But when I was looking for the intro, when we were going to do a podcast on Satanism, this is fucked up. And God forgive me for this. I was looking for chanting. And I was looking for that video because when I heard that chant, when I heard that video, when people are dying in the end, dude, it sounded like demons chanting in the background because these people are moaning. They're like, ugh. But I never could find that same because I've heard other audios of what's supposed to be like the last seconds. Well, there's this one clip that I heard that was supposed to be the last seconds, and it was like to me, it was chanting. And to me, it just sounded like demons were like on like duh, 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 duh.
Oh, that's the scary shit, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Douglas did not terrifying prospect. It was extremely unlikely that a child as young as Douglas had the stamina to navigate the path that his scent trail was on. Therefore, it stood to reason that he had been carried or even dragged by someone considerably stronger. If this was the case, Douglas hadn't just wandered off. He'd been kidnapped. Not only
Someone's gonna get kidnapped out in the middle of nowhere. Someone's gonna be out there waiting for you.
That's why. Listen, that's why they're saying Bigfoot. Now, I'm not saying there's not like cults out there that kidnap people and do shit fucked up too in the woods.
Actually living in the woods. Holy shit, dude! There's people living in the woods all by themselves and just come snatch your ass up with an opportunity.
Wrong Turn, like that movie, Wrong Turn.
Man.
Like that movie, Wrong Turn. I'm inbred.
Guess what? I'm not going camping.
I fuck no. But the fucked up thing too is that listen,
He'll go camping.
hey, but then now the fucked up side of that too is if you're like, I'm not gonna
swim either.
Hold on.
Piranhas. I watched.
You say I'm not gonna go camping because I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna stay in the city. And what happened a couple years ago? Remember when they had that lion that was walking around in Milwaukee? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
That wasn't Photoshop. That wasn't like
That was real. That was real. That was that.
motherfucker had
all these
They
things.
got out of the zoo.
Anybody
Nah,
can do
dude,
anything
somebody-
at any moment.
my-
Have
no.
those as pets.
Oh, that dude that
It's a pet. They never caught the guy. They never found the lion. But
I know who you're talking about too. You know, he had that when it was just a little bitty thing.
that was a big ass lion. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean, well, he had it. For
Yeah,
for
from a baby. Yup.
Yeah,
Oh.
for little.
Dude, check
you
it out.
know.
There was a guy in New York. Let me blow it up so that people could, because they can still see us, but they see like a little picture.
Oh, do they now? Yeah, just go ahead.
We're gonna go back to that, don't we?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, we gotta be closer today. Hold on. I got to tell the customers. The customers fucked up, dude.
Well,
He worked at McDonald's.
No, listen.
Piggly Wiggly.
I gotta tell the listeners,
Stop.
man, we got to like a big old scuffle, a big old argument yesterday trying to do a podcast, so I would gotta be more like, it's your shot. Now it's your shot. Now it's my shot. Shit. That's why we're doing it the way we are today, people. Now, what I was gonna say is this: in Brooklyn, listen, in Brooklyn, this dude had a fucking tiger, and the thing about it is that fucking tiger, even though he had it from a little baby, it fucking bit on him hard and whatever, and he went to the doctors, and they knew like it was a giant, it was a big animal. And I think it even got loose, but the point being is, it may not have, but you got people that got exotic animals in their house, like the lady with the monkey, with the chimp, and that chimp ate that fucking her neighbor's face off.
Ripped it off.
Well, ripped it,
that
ate
one
it, whatever.
She touched that thing's toy, man.
Yeah.
Got all pissed off.
Dude, them motherfuckers are jealous, dude.
Dude, I don't like them. I don't like any of them things, man.
On Joe Rogan's podcast, check it out. I'm gonna give it to you after this, but on Joe Rogan's podcast, he talks about this guy. He had raised his chimp since it was a baby, right? He had it for years after the fact. Then he put it in a sanctuary. And then he came back a couple years later, and the chimp recognized him. And the chimp was like, "Oh!" And he goes and he grabs the chimp and he's holding it and hugging it. And then the chimp left. And then the other chimps, they saw that shit and they got jealous. And they went after that guy and they fucking start eating his fucking fingers off and all that shit.
I remember hearing about that one too.
And you would think that fucking chimp that he was raising would have been protecting him or something, man.
It's not like that movie Congo. Naughty chimp or whatever it was doing. What was it doing? You remember that movie?
Bad. I do. I used to
forgot what it said. Gorilla.
Amy. That's what the name. The girl's name was Amy.
Yeah,
Amy, good.
Something like that, eh?
Dude, that's what it was.
Congo's an old movie.
Congo, hold on, but Congo was a good film.
That was a great movie.
That was
I
a good
guess it
film.
had that one guy in there. He was cool. He's like, "What about the diamonds?" He's on.
Oh yeah,
I forgot his name, but he
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, that
You
guy.
know?
Oh,
Dude, they had an
he's
all-star
great.
cast.
I miss him, man.
Dude, they
He's
had
out
a-
now, right?
I'm not gonna say they had an all-star cast,
I haven't seen no movies.
but with Tim Curry and then the guy from Ghostbusters, I can't remember his name. I hate to be like the black Ghostbuster, but you know that guy. He was in that film. And he did a great job, man. That was alright. It was alright film, man.
That was some good stuff.
That's
I
probably
like them albino ape ones, and they're all like kind of jacked up looking. They're scary looking, man. Some of their teeth are all like, dude, they just look like, man, and they just like come smashing heads. Dude, those could actually probably live somewhere in a cave somewhere deep in the ground. And all of a sudden you're like traveling through, oh, there's like this thing, and I was able to get down in there, and you finally found it, and then you get killed by some things, and no one really ever finds you until like, man, maybe 1,000 years later, all of a sudden some different technology comes up, and all of a sudden they find my thing, and they say, oh, hey, look, there was some apes here. And they ate one of them. They mess it all up. I don't know. It's just scary though when you think about it. Like anything could be anywhere at any moment. And how aware can you actually be? There's only so much of awareness you are, because you can get like easily distracted by anything at that moment.
Monkeys are
So you got to have like many people like always looking
Our
around when you're out in the
food.
woods, like you're always
With the
looking,
brains.
talking.
their brains. They eat the brains, but the monkey themselves are food. You go down into the Akatons and you see it on Market Street. You see little fucking cats hanging there, dog hanging there.
Oh
You know,
wow.
Yeah, but you don't find no apes. You don't find
You find
chimps.
But you
They're
could,
eating
you
chimps?
could
monkeys.
find,
Are they
you could
doing- are
actually
they doing
find some
chimps
rare
too?
species of animals.
Well, I know because
They have rare.
you know
rare
the difference between a
species.
monkey and an ape.
yeah.
What is it?
But thousands of different pounds, man.
No, the tail.
Hey,
A tail. Monkeys
Oh,
have
that's
tails.
your
And apes
tails.
don't have tails.
Yeah,
I just
no,
want to make sure
no.
that you're today because like
No.
because I'm thinking, well, are they chimps then? Because I know they eat the brains of chimps, right?
You know how to
Or-
do that?
But isn't a chimp a monkey and
They-
an
No,
ape? An ape?
no, chimps are ape.
They really do.
Orangutan, gorilla. See, when we think gorilla, we think ape, right? But no,
Yeah,
it's
gorilla's
it's a
different.
category.
Yeah.
Gorilla's just
I
a.
think about one of the big ass silverback ones. They're like, come fuck you up. That's why you don't go out there. Hear that? You don't go out there.
Fuck no, you don't go out there, man. Especially with malaria down there, and
You walking
like,
around, and all of a sudden
Africa.
there's one just happens to be there, and all of a sudden he turns around and says, "Oh,
Dude, you know what they think?
who's this sucker?"
Scientifically, people look and when they think of Bigfoot. So I mean, this is such a ridiculous concoction of a theory, but I guess supposedly it was a giant. It was a large bipedal ape called Gigantopithecus, and it meets the description of what we call Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Bob down the street. So
How about the abominable snowman?
that's supposed to be Bigfoot. A
That's
Yeti.
is it a
That's
different
been-
one?
Yeah, it's just. And I think
Or
it
is it
did.
the same kind?
Then
They're all
we
the same.
remember when we talked about stuff that's on the ground, and I said, well, they'd be all white, or it might have been rich. Was I
Yeah,
talking to you?
we were talking
Now
about
think
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
if it's underneath the ground, usually it's like albino, and it's like eyes don't. Usually some of the eyesight's all fucked up.
I want to say, well, okay, if you're in a snowy region, then because of the climate, and let's say like evolution, but I say microevolution, small changes, that the fur turns white. But here's what would go against that, for lack of a better word, is this. There's footage in North America of an all white Bigfoot. It was in the dark. Or I think that's what it was. It was like an albino Bigfoot. And then there's like been
Wow.
2 sightings of such. But dude, I saw footage. This is what people do. They put travel cams. Are they called trail cams?
Yeah, trail cam.
They just put them out in the middle of nowhere, right? And then they see what they're gonna get. And this fucking thing comes into view. Dude, if somebody faked it, they're poo-poo. That's it.
That's why we got to go out and go get and look and see if we can find something. 'Cause
Think
they're not being real.
if you and I or all 3 of us really wanted to find Bigfoot, you know what the fuck we
I'm
would
not
do?
gonna look for Bigfoot, but I'll look for other spooky stuff because
If we really wanted to find something, if we really wanted to find something spooky,
I'm gonna find Bigfoot and kick our asses and stuff. Fuck
if we really wanted to find something spooky, all three of us would go fucking deep into the woods, right? We'd go fucking deep in the woods, and then this is what we would do. We could set up a tent.
Yell and
Hold on.
scream, help.
We set up a tent. No, we gotta go first. We got first go with them semi-automatics I told you about. I'm fucking. I talking about you go there fucking
Yeah.
strapped, whatever you want to call it, whatever ghetto term, whatever. You go there with a bunch of fucking guns, and then another thing too, though, you dig a hole. You dig a hole in the ground, right? You make yourself an underground bunker, and then you put a tent above it, right? And then you got the travel cams because something's gonna come, right? Now whether it's a
'Cause
bear,
they could smell you. They could smell you.
now if there's monsters out there, they're gonna
Or
come.
smell what you got.
They're gonna try and come and get us, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna get them, dude. You're gonna get them,
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna
Do
get
that
them.
shit. That would happen. I believe that would work,
Get them.
dude. If all this talk, Bigfoot, can't find him. Bigfoot, there he was. Dude. If you really want to get Bigfoot, that's what the fuck you're gonna do. You're gonna go and you're gonna do some shit like that, and then you're gonna bring him. If it's true, you're gonna bring him back.
All right, I'll see your video on that.
I can't even get a gun right now because this punk ass
I'll
taking
just
a
stay
person's
here.
bill of rights away from
I'm
him.
not gonna be going.
They tell you, you got all your rights back.
Good job.
But
About
you can't get a gun.
About one.
And then hold on.
And that's the major one.
You can be on felony probation and you can't vote for this country, but fucking illegal can come in this country. And I'm not trying to be, I don't hate people. I'm just saying, but you can be not legally in this country and vote. And if someone says no, well, look, you can vote without an ID. So if you can vote without an ID, then how are they going to verify that you're you?
Hey, they got their plan.
That's right. It's called stealing elections. Let me do that. Let me set you up
Do
for
that,
the
but-
share screen.
Like this. Good job. You listen to everything I tell you. There you go. You're happy looking. Oh.
It's all you.
The other eye.
Since the scent trail ended at a small pond, tracking experts believe that Douglas's kidnapper had taken the time to thoroughly wash him down before moving on. Washing the boy down in the pond would have obscured his scent trail, making it impossible for the dogs to continue tracking him. If Douglas's kidnapper knew this and the act was deliberate, it meant the authorities weren't just dealing with some unhinged maniac. They were hunting a cold, calculated predator who had the skills to make his victims disappear. The search continued for 6 long weeks.
Wow, dude. So like 6 weeks go by. So do you think they're gonna find this person alive? Is this person dead? I
Man,
don't know the
fuck no,
story.
man. They're gonna find a foot.
Yeah.
And they're gonna say,
It's a
no,
shoe.
they're gonna find a shoe. No, they're gonna find a shoe, and they're gonna say, "Where's the foot?" Like the dude from the good that movie. Where's the foot?
Wow.
That almost made me
With
laugh.
volunteers and professionals alike scouring vast portions of the Adirondack Mountains,
Scary.
but not a trace of 8-year-old Douglas could be found. It was a search that was as exhausting as it was confounding, with many of the professional search and rescue personnel voicing their frustrations with the fruitless result. It was almost like Douglas and his kidnapper had dropped off the face of the earth once they'd reached that small woodland pond.
But how do they know it's just like one person? It could be like more than one, right? It could have been like 2. How do they know it wasn't 2? Maybe 3. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I don't know.
Things that they found through discovery. And it probably just led to one person.
Right.
You know?
The lack of witnesses back at the Santinonia estate was another vexing
See, they had lack of witnesses.
Yeah.
issue for law enforcement. Aside from Douglas's brother and cousin, no one remembered seeing a little boy wandering around at all, let alone did they see one being dragged off into the woods. For the Legg family, the pain and torment of that period was almost unbearable. His parents later said that sometimes they felt like they were so close to finding Douglas, only to have that feeling snatched away from them time and time again.
Wow, that's some scary stuff. Like you have that connection with your child. You can feel like there's someone there, and when they're not there, and then you can feel maybe it was residual of that person being there, almost like how like a ghost is like shows up, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. That's some spooky.
Dude, okay, you're talking about like Bigfoot when you say that about like it just popping up, or you're talking about the person himself missing and just popping up. What do you mean by the ghost and the residual?
Of the person that's missing,
Oh, okay.
like that little boy, like the parent felt that they were getting close to the person, and then there wasn't, and then they could feel like that boy was, they're just like there was, the trail was there, invisible.
And the kid was there.
No, it was just well, it might have been there once at one time. It's just a residual of the energy left over.
You know what's similar to that?
What's
It's
that?
when somebody's fucking staring at you and you turn around, you catch them.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that something? That's fucking, dude. That's and you know what's fucked up?
That's a really
I've caught
weird
people
feeling,
staring at me, and the other side of it is when I'm staring at somebody and they turn and they look at me and I'm like, oh shit.
I just keep staring.
When he stare,
Now it's a stare down.
yeah, that's what I do.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
like. Dude, you fucking stare down like
I stare him right down.
And then
I stare at
after
him
a
and
while,
just turn around and look right at him. And don't blink.
I get my head,
Don't blink.
my head nod up
Don't smile. Just stare.
to let them know that I want.
some asshole shit. Just stare. It's like a stare down, like a draw. Like we're going to draw.
You hear that?
It's 12.
All that stuff, man. Yeah.
Well, you can tell when he's getting uncomfortable because his eyes just start moving around. Yeah.
And then because it's winter, hey,
Trying to find something else.
Yeah, I'm not staring at him no more.
No.
blows you a kiss.
So like over to the mall and then go order something to eat and go find someone to go sit next to them and start eating.
When you're eating, go
If they
num num
stay.
num 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 num
Don't sit
num.
right next to them next. If you can sit across from them,
Yeah.
diagonal from them,
Yeah.
as long as that they're within that certain amount of like 2 arms
Oh,
lengths away.
when they're in
Maybe scary.
one
be
sitting,
fun.
the male is sitting over here and the female sitting over there, and they're sitting halfway between,
Mm.
on the seats. Take your tray. All right. Sit alongside him.
What?
Start chowing down. I wonder what their reaction would be.
That
Big-
cycle of dashed hopes would continue for years on end, with the Legg family launching public appeals for information on multiple occasions, but it would take more than 20 years for the first serious developments to occur. In 1993, a woman approached by the New York State Police informed them that her relative had murdered little Douglas before dumping his body in a Lewis County lake. The woman was then interviewed for a considerable amount of time, and when she was shown a map of the area surrounding the Santanoni estate, she was able to point to the exact lake where Douglas was said to have been
Wow.
Hey, who's Austin B?
Wow. That's my kid.
Oh, like who the fuck is this, man?
disposed of. This lake was then dragged and examined by specially trained divers, but not a trace of human remains could be found. It was later discovered that the woman was a former psychiatric patient.
I told you she was crazy. I told you. I knew it. There's a guy there, a woman, someone saying, like, see, damn it, you owe me apologies.
Yeah.
I've been telling you ever since I seen her. She's lying. She's crazy. Wow. Wow.
One that just so happened to be suffering from some variety of false memory syndrome. And despite putting a great deal of faith into her statements, the Legg family were forced to disregard them. But that same year, a man from Montana came forward with some far more reliable information. He claimed that back in 1973, he had been illegally hunting up near the Santanoni estate and had stumbled across some skeletal remains that could have easily been those of a child.
Wow. So he went up there to illegally hunt, stumbled upon this. So does that make his wrong or right? So I wonder if he still got in trouble for being out there, because he did find some skeletal remains, but could he have known that's where that body was? And he was just like, you know what? Enough time's gone by. Could this be the culprit?
Are you
Could he
saying
be?
like dudes are in on it?
Maybe, I don't know. He was
That's like
illegally
that, hey.
hunting. He just happens to find that there.
That's like that Casey Anthony shit. Like the body, they first looked in one area and they didn't see nothing there. Then they came back later and then they found the body. It's like some people think like somebody dropped the body out there after.
After you look.
Yo.
Yeah.
He was unfamiliar with the story of Douglas's disappearance, but as much as he wanted to report what he'd seen,
Know nothing.
he couldn't risk being arrested and fired if the police discovered he'd been poaching. Years later, he was overwhelmed with guilt after hearing of Douglas's disappearance and wanted to help so bad that he was willing.
See, he wanted to help, and he was somebody who had all that guilt. Maybe he's actually the guilty person. Because check it out, you ever watch those people like they talked about this a long time ago, like these fires that would happen, and then the person would be there, the arsonist would be there and be willing to help, just like some of these murderer people too. They'll kill someone, and then it'll be like, here, let me help. I want to help. And then they know all everything. You know what I mean? Is this one of those situations where it's like that, or is it just actually not?
To
Yeah,
risk
I don't
his
know.
livelihood to do so. The authorities quickly followed up on the man's claims, combing over the exact area that he'd been hunting, but again, not a trace of Douglas's remains were ever found. However, that didn't mean the hunter's claims were false, as over the course of 20-plus years, it's entirely possible that any remains would have been eaten, carried off by scavengers, or buried under the.
But I thought that was a recent thing. Oh, there was all that time that went by, but there was remains, but I thought it was like bones. That's what I thought it was. Because all that other time went by in between. I thought there was. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
The topsoil
Dude,
of an area
What
too
gets me
large
is
to
this.
dig
Check
up.
this shit out. Pause that real quick. This motherfucker's showing no video, man. No
I
video.
like his voice, so I'll listen to that.
No, I'm not saying that about you. There's a dude that goes in the woods.
Yeah.
There's a dude that goes in the woods. This old dude. I told you about him, man.
We're going into the woods, dude. We're gonna go into the woods. Like I said, we're gonna go into the woods, but we're not gonna go all into the most scariest motherfucker one. We're gonna go into the. It's not that scary here.
where there's a
There's
water
not a
park.
monster.
I traveled.
Put some
You
trees in
guys
my
talk
house.
about going into
Put
the
trees in the house.
halfway into the woods. I went over 800 fucking miles of steady freaking big ass jack pines,
And now,
big oaks.
And you didn't see a Bigfoot.
and
being
now
out there.
exactly, and not one
and
fucking
we
Bigfoot.
didn't
See
saw
nothing?
not one Bigfoot. I'm serious. We saw grizzly bears,
Now,
bears.
you know what's interesting about
brown
that?
bears,
It's
black
because
bears.
what's interesting about what you're saying, Ken, when you talk about like the northwestern territory of the Yukon and all that, right? Am I saying it correctly? Check this out.
Northwest Territory.
Okay. People look at if there is such a thing as a Bigfoot, that they migrate. They migrate, right? So it's like you had been going like along like their migrating trail, and yet you didn't come across any.
We didn't come across any
Exactly.
He was
caribou,
probably not
a
in the
lot of
area.
caribou.
I'm not mad
herds
at
of
you.
caribou.
I'm not mad at.
Let me guess.
I'm mad at you than I am. I'm not mad at you. Didn't see.
Think of it. No Bigfoot, no terror bird.
No.
The trail could have been a mile down that way from you, and you know what I mean. It could have been close.
Even if we did see when we
Should've
went
seen
done
one.
any good, because if it came after us, that's all we had was a Bowie knife and a hatchet. We didn't have no rifle or pistol or anything. Four of us just took right off and walked the wilderness. We saw no Bigfoot, but we saw something that was pretty fucking big, and that's a grizzly. That sucker stood at least 10 foot high.
That's pretty scary.
And he sniffed in the air, and when he sniffed, we get the hell out of that tall grass, and we left. Yeah.
The most recent lead in the case came in the year 2020, when members
And I
of the
didn't
New
run
York
across
State
the little
Police
boys'
underwater recovery
remains
team
either there.
were training at a lake near the Santanoni estate. A diver was examining the bottom of the lake, practicing techniques he'd employed for real if he was ever tasked with recovering human remains from a body of water, and suddenly, he felt something small, tough, and dense beneath his fingertips. He picked it up, cleared away some of the dirt, then discovered it was some sort of bone fragment. This once again raised the hope.
Oh, check that out. What are the odds of like picking a spot somewhere and going into the water and then finding the stuff that you're there to go look for anyway, practicing, and you actually find the stuff there? You're someone that already knows kind
It's
of
right in that area, too.
practicing your stuff, and you're like, oh, here it is right here. It just happened to be there.
So the Legg family, who were informed that the bone fragment, later determined to be a piece of skull, might well belong to Douglas. However, after a thorough analysis, it was determined to have belonged to an animal and not a
Deer.
person.
Probably a deer.
Following the discovery of the bone fragment, there had been
Ducks.
no
There
other
goes that,
plausible
huh?
leads in 8-year-old Douglas's disappearance. And while the case remains open, it's about as cold as it's possible to get. Meanwhile, whatever or whoever was responsible for the boy's disappearance is still out there, and it might just be only a matter of time before they claim another victim.
Wow, there could actually be several more victims. They just can't tie it into that one because the circumstances are always different from which these people kind of like disappear, but they all kind of like sound like the same, like they wander off the path, right?
Where,
Versus walking down the
where
path.
did this take place?
They're walking, and all of a sudden the dude's gone. They're like, "Hey, I look back, they were gone."
I heard that shit. Yo.
Right? Heard that a lot,
I've
right?
heard about guys. They were hunting these older guys. They're like, dude, they're like in their 60s. All of them are over 60 years old. And they would hunt like that. Like one guy would go in front, then the rest of them would go. But they would, so they'd be by them. They weren't in groups. They
They
were
were
individuals,
spaced.
but they were spaced out. And the one guy was gone, man. They actually, I heard about that from, it was a documentary that David Politis did about 2 or 3 years ago. I caught it on that Tubi shit, but and it sucked too though. But
Wow, that's some interesting stuff. Like all this, like with this kid, and then the guy, he did find a bone though, but it was an animal bone. But
dude, I remember
it's
this.
like, could there be like these people that they never see ever again? Could they have found that way, or whoever was guarding that, or post up, or somebody was on their way there?
Some
or,
people think
they
that
were like, let's go underground.
some people think, then this is like way out there. Some people think that Bigfoot can make himself invisible and all that shit, or that there's something invisible in there, like kind of like the Predator, and it just snatches up people. Not every incident where somebody's missing this has happened, I'm saying, but it's all kinds of kooky shit, man. That's why I'm not
unknown stuff.
That's why I'm not playing around.
Creatures
and
stuff, all these weird creatures. It's not always like a Bigfoot. It could be like some kind of creature come get you.
So that's why I'm not playing in the woods.
Watch all these weird movies, It's like, where do you think they came up with the idea from? Maybe some of the shit's really real. Somebody actually seen the shit, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna make a story about it, and it's gonna be a movie, and people are gonna be like, oh, it's a movie. It's just a movie, and you find out, oh, it's not just a movie. There's really something eating these people. There's really like something really happening. Is like creature things, not just like a bear or bobcat, or not bobcat, but like a mountain lion or.
I heard this guy
out there.
I heard this guy talk about. He said that like when we watch stuff from Hollywood and it has like these demonic faces and monster creature things, right? This guy said that those are like real things. Like the Hollywood's supposed to be full of like the occult, right? Satanism and shit, and that's because these people, the people that they're like the creators, like they've actually really seen that, and they make it into that, and then they put it on film. And it kind of would make sense because it'd be like, because they talk about how music and movies that they got spells cast on them and people are watching it and they don't realize it.
Yeah, but it could be like stuff like that. Because you see, television is like, it's an art. And that's how they're like, and then they can use messaging through there and talk about stuff through the different.
It's an art, right?
Yeah, an art.
Kind of like the flying saucer.
A
Flying
craft.
saucer in the planet.
A craft. Whatever, all that stuff, craft. They always hear it's a craft. It's his craft.
Hey, we should start using. You know what I've done?
Hocus pocus.
Hey,
I'm a jokers.
can you imagine if you incorporated that word into your language from now on? Like you do something like with the Hot Wheels thing, like this is a craft, and you got to have a niche to it, right?
You got to have some finesse.
It's something that's similar to that is like me now when I talk.
I'm like finesse, a little bit of caress.
When I talk now, I'm like. I use the word content.
Banana.
I'm a banana.
You like bananas?
Banana.
Okay.
Richie that was in Richie's mind. He was going to say that, but I beat him to it.
I'm a banana. Remember that guy? I'm a. But you know what happened today? You know what I'm talking about? The guy that just sung the banana song. He goes, I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm a banana. And then he's got like a giant banana suit on, right? When he does that. Well, because you didn't hear about him, I feel like not even telling you about like what happened with him.
Huh? Don't tell me.
You know, yeah, it's not good. But it has nothing to do with Bigfoot in the woods.
Oh,
or some underground shit living underneath
Nah,
there.
if it
'cause
did, though, I'd say
I
something.
don't know, man. I've seen some crazy stuff a whole, not a whole bunch of times, but like
up in Arizona,
you've seen.
I
something,
thought I
right?
saw a print of Bigfoot's thing, and I thought it was his shoe. I think it was big.
Oh,
It was
just
big shoe.
oh.
I mean,
It
that
was like you
sucker.
found a Nikes in the
Hey.
woods like that one guy did. He found a
When you got a 22-inch, long, that's a big fucking foot.
yeah.
That's Bigfoot.
Hey, when was this? What year?
Oh, geez, that'd be
1960
up in Arizona, 1976. 1976.
76.
That's when Bigfoot was moving around.
That's when there was like a lot more of them moving.
We did find his cave. But
Hey.
he wouldn't let us
Hey,
in.
you
Your
guys
mom
want
fed a Bigfoot when
Hey.
you were a kid living in the country. The Bigfoot used to come up, the baby ones.
to check it out?
And play with us.
Where's Kenny?
That's all they could say.
Where's Kenny?
You had everything else out there, right? You guys had like what? Some rabbits, but rabbits are boring. But you guys had like what? Wolves come out there. That's pretty
Pterodactyls.
cool.
Pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls. A crow named Hank.
We had
Frank.
a Tyrannosaurus.
A turbo.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell anybody about that
Why you
because that's
telling us?
illegal to have, Snapping turtle.
A snapping turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they on his
Nico-
back
Nico
and then
grabbed one.
snapped right back up onto his feet.
Hey, we were somewhere in Wapaka, right?
Yeah.
And on the side of the road was this big turtle. And Miko goes, dudes, pull over, quick, pull over, so I can save the turtle. It's gonna get ran over. He went out there, grabbed the turtle, and he picked it up. And I went out there with him too, and I started smelling the stank, dude. I started like, oh man,
was dead,
I
eh?
was starting to puke, and I was getting, dude, it stank. It smelled just like some straight up ass shit. It must have been in someone's like outside the house, because out in the country, so there's
Yeah.
like wherever their poop is, dude. It was like living in there. He picks it up and he comes inside the vehicle, and then he just had to have his hands out the window, rolled the window up,
Yeah.
his hands up there, and washed his hands for like a whole bunch. You could still smell that nasty shit smell. And he looks at me, he goes, I'm never gonna try to save a turtle again. He goes, I don't give a shit. Like a stinky thing.
There's an art of turtle hunting, in the spring. It's when you want to go hunting.
That's when you get them.
You walk in the creek and you take a stick and you poke it into the side like that, and you hit a soft spot, keep on pushing it in there. That snapping turtle will bite that and won't let go.
Won't let go of
That
that.
snapping turtle will not let go.
I
You-
should have told that to that turtle man. Remember the turtle man? He used to catch some turtles all the time.
Yeah.
He'd put his hands down there and feel around and goes, that's the front. He's like, make sure you grab it for the back. I don't know what he was. I don't know how you do that. I wouldn't do it.
Right
The
around this,
turtle man, he's awesome.
it's rounder
Catching
here.
them turtles like
That's
that.
the back,
In there.
and this is the front. But we never went.
Yeah, but use your hands, huh?
We took a stick, like that,
Yeah.
shove it like a broom
Oh,
handle,
that's pretty.
And
That's
kept on
very interesting.
shove them like that. Hey, we got one out there. Must with it's over 60
Is there any
pounds.
caves around where you were at, where you grew up, Ernie? Did you ever see a cave?
Yeah,
You see, there's some caves.
there's
So
some
did
caves.
you ever try to go inside there, see if there was like you could get to the center of the earth or to some civilization where there's underneath the ground, like you could see like where there was like a Kmart? This probably would have been around, huh? Kmart, a Walgreens.
Oh,
Go in there and be like, hey, my name's Susie. Come down here. Come with me. Some little girl just wanders off from somewhere and you're a kid too, and just takes you there. You ain't telling no one.
yes,
Hmm?
possible.
Is that the secret? I knew it.
I don't know.
Sometimes you don't.
Y'all trying to find this. There's this caller he called on Coast to Coast AM. His name was Bugs. He swore in the 70s that he killed 2 Bigfoot. What him and his friends would do is they were trappers when they're out in the woods late at night, and they seen these eyes, and he thought it was a bear, and now they're illegal trapping, right? So what does he do? He he shot it, and after he shot it, he was like it kind of resembled like a person, but by then he had already shot a couple. He shot like they shot, man. I think all of them had shot one time, right? At once, and he said that. Then they kind of like I don't know if they drew straws or whatever. But like you go check it out or something, right? So he goes to check it out.
Not me.
He goes to check it out, and then he said that all of a sudden there was another one, and this one rose up, and it was like he was mad, like he could tell it was mad, and instantly he just started shooting and killing that one, and then all of them got together. This is pitch black, probably like 2 o'clock in the morning for all we know, right? And they go and they're shining lights, and he was like he the way he was describing it to Art Bell, he said they had the chick, the chick, he said it was a male and a female, and the chick had boobs and the dude had genitals just like people, but he said they weren't human. He said the sad thing is they almost look like they're like born mentally retarded. You know how you got like some people that like they're born, they got these disfigured
Mentally challenged.
So there's
disfigured facial features.
Look, right?
Like and then, so what happens? Dude, they buried the bodies, right? But he's like, these things were Bigfoot. And they were a couple, and he killed the male, and the female got mad, and so she was gonna kill him, and then he shot and killed her too. So they buried the bodies, and he told Art Bell, he said, "Look, I'm not going out there no more." He said, "I'm not going out. I'll draw you a map." He said, except for one." He said, because he's afraid. He was afraid that they would charge him with murder.
Wow.
He did.
That's
He
some
did.
scary stuff right there.
He shot a man and a woman, and
And they were
they were some creatures.
They lived in the woods.
Yeah, so they buried them.
Look at that.
It was just the persons.
Just some people.
Yeah, and he
Some
freaked
kinda-
out, and he had to come up with some
a
kind
brother
of a
and
thing.
a sister thing, right? Their brother and a sister.
Yeah,
that
and
had
they
the
could
same
never-
parent.
Children of
Condition.
incest,
Yeah, could be,
reborn
'cause
retarded.
people
They could
live
never
different-
find a place to
Dude, they were
bury them.
fucking, dude, he said they were fucking 7 feet tall, man.
Oh, okay. That maybe,
They were like, he
maybe-
said they were 7 feet tall. Their bodies were full. I'm not trying. I'm just saying though. He
maybe
said
they
they were
looked
7.
deformed for being so big.
Well, I'm saying though, I'm just
After a
telling you
while,
that he said they were 7 feet tall. They were huge, and he described it as far as like their size. He was like they were thick. They were like meaty, big as fuck.
They're meaty.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people were missing. They couldn't find
You know
them.
what the thing is? You see that, you did it, all this stuff. Where's some kind of proof? You didn't grab no hair, no blood, no like part of a skin.
Not because you said
You're doing something illegal. You're doing it for something that, like, you're doing it for the meat. Are you doing it for some horns? But you come across like something like this. You already probably heard of some shit like this before, and you're not gonna grab any kind of proof at all. I don't believe shit. I don't believe that shit. I call bullshit.
now because like
I
what
don't
you
believe
said.
this guy because of all that.
Hold on, no, because of what you said, like where's the proof and all that? Like he was
Yeah.
like, well, like I don't want you to go. Like dude, like I said, he was like, if they, I'll give you a good example. I'll give you something similar. There was a guy he was going polar bear hunting, right? Legitimate polar bear hunting, and he shot a polar bear, and then he looks at it and he's like, dude, this don't look like a polar bear. And the more he looks at it, it's like, he says it's got black spots like under the skin. He's like, what the fuck? So he when he had it taxidermied or whatever, he had it checked out or something, and then they arrested him. Now they said they arrested him. They said because you killed a new species of bear, like an undiscovered species of bear, and he's like, well, he's like, now he's like, I'm fucked. I killed an endangered species. Then they did medical tests and they found out it was a bear and a grizzly mixed, called a grizzly or a growler. Yeah, but they were mixed. So that it was a hybrid.
Yeah,
Now,
a lot of stuff
so,
happening like that.
now-
Shit getting down with other species
Because of the Bigfoot thing, though, the guy, the way he feared is that they would say, that it was kind of like half human or something, right? Or like, you get what I'm saying? Like that it was human, it's like, I don't know, like that's what I want to say. Well, what if a fucking dog started talking and you shot a dog? Would you be like, oh, well, now I've killed something that was smart? Are we basing this on what's the next thing though? But are we gonna like, well, what if you got an animal and it talks, it's intelligent, and you kill it? Would that be murder? Would it be murder like we consider?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now, from a
Murderer.
hold on.
I thought you did that. Didn't
from the from a genetic hey,
That's not it wasn't. It was a
hey,
creature.
so from a
He said,
genetic
"Hey." I said, wow.
from a genetic stance, that's what he was afraid. Like they'd look and be like, well, this thing is, you know, ancient human or something, and like maybe a missing link, right? And he's like, I'm not trying to go to prison for this shit. So he made the map and he told Art Bell, he said, look, when I die, you can go there. But I don't, or he might not even give it. He said, I'll make you a map. All right. It's something Art Bell said some shit. He said, Art Bell was low. He was like, I'm not going. He said, for one, you got, because he's like, the map isn't too clear. And he's like, and Art Bell was kind of afraid too. But Art Bell, it was one of those projects that Art Bell was, he legitimately considered to investigate. That's it. I wanted to get the audio. I can't even fucking find it, man. Dude, I remember I'm looking around, check it out. I'm like Art Bell caller.
You right in the
All right, check it out. This is now here we got footage. Yeah, click on that, please. And then put it on the big screen.
Look at that thing.
That's
The
the
Yeti.
Oh my
Patterson.
God.
Skunk ape, Sasquatch, and Bigfoot.
Wow.
A simian ape hominid-like creature, known to walk on two legs, bipedal like a human.
He's got a big butt.
Dude, they say it's got tits. They've taken this footage and they've dissected it. This is called the Patterson footage.
Yeah, I think I remember this one because of that arm swing.
When it does this, when it looks around, which kind of when I'm taking this dude, I think when I take the city bus, I'm always looking for the bus and I'm turning around like this, and I think about the Patterson footage, how this thing turns around.
Big butt.
But
a baby one.
they say they dissected this film, and they say there's no way that was a suit that was made, because they show the muscle tone on it.
It's got a big butt.
Yeah, and then it's got tits though.
Doesn't it look like it has a big butt? It looks almost like that's his hand on the other side, but like you see the back right there. And
check it out. You keep
can
saying
see-
his.
yeah, I think it's a girl, a guy. I don't
But it's
know
supposed to be a
him.
chick. They
I always
say.
say him. Okay,
Alright,
when it's like something
alright.
like that, a girl would be like a car.
Yes,
Like
we they have a little.
I've had like my car. I say
swagger when
she's
you
got
walk.
an engine problem. She's not running good. But for like that,
But for
yeah,
Megan, it's he didn't make the dinner tonight.
it's what's for supper.
He walked into that one. You ready to play this shit? But with Megan, it's even.
Inhabit the world's most dense forests and jungles, known all across the world and throughout history, and may be one of the best known and most elusive of all cryptozoological creatures throughout planet
Hold
Earth.
on a second. It's the most
Wonderful time
So,
of the
so
year.
they captured other ones. The other ones are not as elusive. They're all the same elusive, ain't they? If you
I
only
think
see like some fucked up photograph or
This is the most.
shitball video,
This is the most.
you gotta have the
It's
tangible
the best.
shit,
Well, this
like the fur.
so,
And the
well now
DNA.
supposedly like David Paulides, he talks about that that they've done it. They've because people would say they found fur on a fence or something, and they would find. Now when I used to believe in Bigfoot, they said that they would find fur, and it wasn't ape and it wasn't man. It was like a combination of, or they would say unknown. No, this is what they say: unknown primate. Now think of that unknown primate, right?
Interesting. Creatures.
But how good is the evidence for this creature? The following allegedly show the best possible footage of this elusive hominid. Whether to their validity, I'll let you be the judge.
Recently, I
It's fake.
discovered
It's somebody in a
gorgeous
suit.
drink, and you have
We
to
can't
try
watch
it.
this shit. This
It's
keeps
called
happening.
Mr. Black, and it's cold brew coffee liqueur made in Australia.
Adirondack mystery creature. This video was
that
recorded
empty?
in the Adirondack Mountains of New York. According to the YouTube description, 3 men were up near Old Forge in the park when they saw this strange creature and attempted to videotape it. One thinks it's a black bear, while another insists that it's not because it's walking on 2 legs. Or is it? The creature is seen briefly, disappears behind a tree, then is seen briefly.
But you know,
You see the cone head?
I don't know. Is it really? Is it looking up? Is it a bear looking up? Going, ooh, bear.
Bears have protruded faces, though.
Maybe he's taking a poop, but he's looking upstairs.
No, he's
Right? Is it
going
like
that way.
looking up like that?
Going that way. See his other arm? His other arm?
Before it is lost from sight.
Oh, that just looks really strange because it looks like something's looking up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to go back a little bit here. It just looks strange to me.
The creature is seen briefly, disappears behind a tree, then is seen briefly again before it is lost from sight.
Dude, that just looks really strange looking. I don't know, man. When I watched the other thing, when it showed that thing with the other Bigfoot, it had this like graceful kind of like doodle 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 doo, you know. He was strolling. This one's all like stiff and all like like it's like it doesn't move right. It's too stiff. There's no joints. What am I looking at?
Domingo.
Does it have a tail? I mean, when I looked at it, it looks really weird. You look at it again once. It just, I don't know.
2 legs. Or is it?
Yeah, or is
The creature is seen briefly, disappears behind a tree, then is seen briefly again before it is lost from sight.
Looks like someone's got a costume on. I don't know. I'm going to just keep going now.
The description labels it as a Bigfoot sighting. Bigfoot capture claimed in Russia. The video of a Russian news story covers the alleged capture of a Bigfoot. And there is the poor creature pacing around in a large cage behind the guy who claimed to have captured the beast. According to a translation of a Russian article, on December 28th.
I mean, I do
That
the same.
looks like a dude. There's a guy, and he's like, "Oh, I better go a little bit more." All right, I look more real if I do like this. I don't know. This looks too. It looks like a person in there.
This one does look like it's
You
bullshit.
can tell it is. Look at the legs. They're tailored.
It just.
They're tailored. Their clothes is tailored right there. Where's the hair fuzzing off the sides and shit.
Well, I would say, where's the tone, the muscle tone?
Even with the crappy video, looking at it, you know,
It looks like straight pants. It looks like a straight
pants.
pants.
His face, it's all right now.
And then come to find out he's the real one.
I was gonna show off close when it's all like. It looked like that thing from
Oh, you could tell it's a man.
Rudolph, that abominable
I think it's a
snowman there.
kid. I think it's a
kid?
kid. That's dressed up as in a costume, because they don't show the face.
The Military Border Control Federal Security Service of Ingushetia.
What?
Can you get that?
I was looking at the background, and this thing's just like, whoo, where am I? That's what it looked like. Look at it. This is fake as shit. Come on, man.
According to a translation of a Russian article, on December 28th,
Better go a
the
little bit more.
Military Border Control Federal
Shows a real
Security
animal.
Service of Ingushetia
Over this way.
in the forest district of Ingushetia, Zeroshkom,
Look at that
found a strange 2-meter tall creature.
got
like
sunglasses
Bigfoot,
on.
said the ancient.
I got sunglasses on, Mike.
It's fake, dude. On. Oh, that one's just like bad. That was really too fake. Oh, it's gonna take a shit.
Bigfoot howls and screams at Sequoia National Park. This, though not necessarily video footage, is a fairly comprehensive compilation of recordings of possible Bigfoot or Sasquatch cries and howls.
That's the wind
Very
blowing through
strange
the
noise.
fucking trees.
That's Lincoln Avenue at 11 o'clock at night.
That's the wind blowing through the trees and that. Yeah, the
be-
trees are so close
Because that
together.
wasn't even worthy to put in here. That was not worthy at all. You
No.
can't see anything. There when they talk about there's
Because it was a thing about sound, but it
that's like
wasn't-
bullshit, dude. Dude, the best sound, they got this from I forgot. It's on the internet though, and it sounds almost like samurai. They call it like they're like it's on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, even Joe Rogan talked about it. He had on his podcast, and it was like, "I'm gonna do it down." And they think it's like communication, like that they have a language. And somebody who's from Russia, people from Russia, they had listened to it, and they said it sounds like a Russian dialect. But you know, I'm just telling you, man. That's what you know.
It's a Russian dude. Some dude is doing.
Must be coming from some kind of an animal. Been going on for about a minute now.
You see him in there?
That time it kind of sounded like American Werewolf in London, right? When the werewolf was out in the distance.
Yeah.
I can't even do that.
They
noise.
talk about dogmen.
I can't do it. Yeah. I've seen that throughout history. They had like the tribe of these dog people. And yeah, they were walking around on 2 feet.
2-footers.
Oh, stop!
If
that
you're
shit,
looking
Mike,
for the
that shit.
perfect gift for that,
Heck
Oh,
nah.
yeah, perfect gift. Look at how complicated that thing is.
Okay, you stop sharing it. Check it out. I got it. I might end up paying just to stop the commercials on YouTube. That's like it's like the mafia. It's like the motherfucking mafia now. You got to pay them to not be able to not have to watch the commercials. That's like what the fuck they call? What do they call that? Is that like dude? That's like legal mafia activity though. Oh, man,
You call me cop drop. But you don't want me knocking at your door.
Look at that.
He's coughing.
You can run that over with a
Gun.
big cat.
In this video, you'll see a family target shooting with a shotgun at some undisclosed location. We can hear a helicopter flying above. After a few shots, we see in the background a dark figure leap, then run across the snow-covered field, then dropping
yeah, I
down
see it
on
now.
all fours. According to the poster, they didn't notice that thing in the background until they later viewed the video. They first thought the helicopter was watching them, but later wondered if it was tracking the Bigfoot.
Nobody knows anything about this mysterious helicopter. Could just be, maybe it's a fugitive. It looked like a guy. It looked like a guy, right?
Fugitive, right? I mean,
I've seen it before, like in movies. It looked like the same thing, and you know how they show someone running away. How they show someone running away, it's like, it didn't look like a Bigfoot to me. You're like, well, how do you know what a Bigfoot looks like when it runs? I'm not telling you. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. This looks like a human to me. It looks too human.
Bigfoot with baby
this is a good one
Bigfoot,
right here. Now this one's good.
allegedly videotaped on July 4th, 2013, at an undisclosed location. This video claims to show an adult Bigfoot moving behind some large rocks.
No,
It
this ain't the
then
one I was
picks
thinking.
up what looks like
Bigfoot was kind of weird because it was like when it came out when it came out from behind her, like it looked right away over there, like, "Dee, can you see me from this distance in your camera? Here I'm working."
It was
Here I
the entrance.
am.
The entrance. You see the entrance?
And no,
Like he's waiting. Like he's waiting there for the cue to go, you know, and then he moved out.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of. There's like two with babies.
with baby Bigfoot. Allegedly videotaped on July 4th, 2013,
Here's
at an
Bigfoot.
undisclosed location.
Oh,
This video claims to show an adult
There we go.
Bigfoot moving behind some large rocks. It then picks up what looks like a baby or child Bigfoot and moves quickly away.
I said, here, check out my baby. See, I got a baby. Where's my attention for my baby? Buy me some diapers. Come to the baby shower. Oh, look. Got a baby. A littler one. A
That's it.
smaller big feet. Because it doesn't have just 1 foot, right? Big feet.
It's a big foot and a little foot.
You got big foots.
They're there.
Oh, right out in the open. Oh, that's come on. Oh. Where'd it go? There it goes. Come on, Junior.
Took a break.
Holy shit, you're heavy. Who farted? Ooh, there he goes. Ooh, here I am.
Look at that. No.
So you're saying that's a sophisticated costume though? That's a costume you're saying. Though,
Yes, it is.
It's supposed to be Bigfoot. It grabs this. It looks right at the camera. It runs over, grabs a little smaller Bigfoot. It looks right at the camera. It's looking right at the camera, like, "Here's my baby, everyone." And I guess it's really going to just do that. It knows it knows that person's there, but it's going to be like, "Here, look, I got babies too. Look, we reproduce. You don't have to ask anybody no more. You have to be like, how do they reproduce? Well, maybe you don't know how, but they got one. There's a littler one. I don't believe it. All right, cheese. All right, okay, that's
the
enough.
mouth. Did you see the mouth open up? I didn't see that before. Watch when its mouth opens up. Watch. Keep watching. Watch. It's when it has the baby.
I'm gonna stare at it. I'm gonna stare at it.
Until you start moving.
Watch that. Right there, the mouth. Well, hold on. What? Dude, I swear I saw it's like its mouth open up.
I seen that too, like you said. I don't know.
That fucking that freaked me out.
Maybe we blinked.
Christmas
Nah,
Bigfoot.
I want some. I want
Dude,
some.
Christmas Bigfoot. So does this Bigfoot come down through the chimney and has like just grabs your kids, and you don't have to worry about presents. You can take them back and get some insurance money or whatever happens.
No.
Bigfoot did it.
Bigfoot have them back the
Bigfoot.
next
It's
day.
Christmas. You don't have to worry about any other thing out there. It's the Christmas Bigfoot. Want to worry about.
It was taken with a security camera on the night of Christmas 2010. According to the YouTube description posted by Big108, on Christmas Eve, I found footprints in the snow, and am sure they are from Bigfoot, he says. Tonight, I put a security camera out, and if you watch closely in full screen, he walks away from left to right, behind the big oak tree, and you can see him. Stay tuned for what may be one of the most exciting discoveries yet.
And then a lot of times when they do show like these things, it's always such a shitty ass video.
When
You got all this good technology nowadays.
when you're surveilling for Bigfoot, you're not going to use a little Kodak fucking camera, field camera.
There's a
You're
special
gonna hook
Bigfoot
up
camera.
the fucking things up there. It's gonna zoom that sucker right at you. All this is this TV stuff.
Oh, I sent that. I sent that chocolate for you. I thought maybe you'd want.
I don't
that's
need that
That's
kind.
got that white. That's white.
Chocolate.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
need that.
throw it back to me, then I'll eat it.
You want to eat it?
Yeah, toss it back.
So I can intercept it. Where'd it go?
So you can
I got
intercept.
my wrapper.
Oh, you know.
Hit him.
Oh, dude, I bet you these are nasty, dude. Dude, these are nasty.
What?
These are the ones that melt in your mouth like immediately, right?
No, not immediately.
Dude, these are nasty.
Not immediately.
I'll check it out. I was at Wendy's and they had these. and they're free. And I was like, oh man, I'll grab me a couple.
It's gone.
I'll find it afterwards. Maybe one of the roaches will carry it away like an ant.
There it is.
I can't get it. Can't get it into the vents. I can't get it into a crack. And it just keeps bumping it.
Like, come here. And also need a couple on there.
Flick the motherfucker like.
I like when you're having some cereal, you spill out the cereal, and there's like a couple in there. Right when you put your milk, that's when they come out of there. You put the milk in, also just like a couple in there, like,
dude, man,
yum. What do you mean,
dude?
Survival of the fittest.
Dude, I get so pissed. This is what sometimes like I'll put like a plate of food that I've been eating. I'll put it on the counter, and the little motherfucking baby roaches. Those fucking got. I'll tell you what, roaches aren't stupid. For one, those motherfuckers will be on that plate, and two, roaches aren't dumb. Dude, I'll walk into the kitchen.
Can
and
you
the roach,
train one?
Listen, I'll walk into the kitchen and the roach will stop moving. That motherfucker's smart. He knows I'm there, so he's playing stupid, right? Playing fucking dumb with me, man. Dude, I get so pissed. I squish the motherfuckers with my bare hand out when I see him. Just
punch him.
Nah, but I'll take like if I catch him on the wall, I'll fucking put my a little one. I'll probably have pity on him. And I'll flick his motherfucking ass instead and make him, so where you like, whoa, where am I at now, man? I time traveled, right? I'm tired of these fucking cockroaches, man. Dude.
Hey, set out some cereal in a bowl of milk. You'll get a whole bunch of them suckers, man. Make sure you put your
ball and they put their heads in.
But like, stop. But this place, hey, but like this place isn't a dump, man. I don't have food laying around here, so I'm thinking like, man, beat it, man, get out of here. Like,
yeah, but if somebody else got some, you'll have them.
Yeah, you just gotta learn how to talk to them, and you can make them not be in your apartment.
Joe's apartment, man. Around here.
Go away. Go away.
I have to start singing. I'm gonna do a podcast with them.
The neighbors got everything you need.
Do an episode of Manwich with them, like Joe's apartment. Those ones that talk to Joe and sing and be like, "Hey, Joe, how's it going?" Like, "Hey, Rich, I'm Rich, and we're Roach."
Yeah, those are like
and today's episode is insect spray.
Hell no, raid. There we go.
The Craven Bigfoot footage. A family out for a drive in Craven, Saskatchewan, were shocked to see a hair-covered biped walking on a hill beside the road. They quickly took out their camera and filmed the creature as it walked into the bushes.
Yeah, no, he ain't even trying to hide himself.
Yeah, it's like something that's like
he'd be down there.
It would run across that bare open spot.
He'd be way down there in that
hiding right away.
He'd be down in that darkness down there.
You only can see him when it's
real
like a certain
fucking roll.
I think the guy was like, "All right, I'm gonna walk down the road over here, and then I'm gonna go turn into the bushes." I'm gonna sit down on the other side. Pick me up later.
It is clear, showing a biped, brown all over, with a conical head and long arms. Could this be a real Sasquatch?
That could be right there.
Yeah, it could be a real costume, a really good costume. Well, it's got a pointed head. Like, you can't just put that inside of a costume. Oh, look at, I made this little thing and I put it inside the thing in there, and here it is on top of my head and underneath the costume. It looks like I got a cone head. Yippity doo dah. Here we are.
You're gonna be going out to your garage.
Zippity day.
You're gonna be sitting out there.
Die Hard. See how old that movie was or is.
Yes.
Easterville Bigfoot.
No, Die Hard.
Oh, Die Hard.
This video was allegedly captured with a cell phone camera near Easterville, Manitoba, Canada, in June or July of 2007. The people on the video are speaking Cree and are saying, "There's someone standing here, boy. It looks big.
There it is. Right there.
Can you see it, boy? It's kind of far away."
The little boy's like, "It's Daddy." Daddy.
Guy chases a Bigfoot in the woods. Here's what the video showed. On a road going through a wooded area north of Blue Ridge, Georgia, on July 12, 2013, it says, some guy with a camcorder sees what looks like a Sasquatch on the road. The creature moves quickly into the woods, and the guy with the camera tells someone to get in the house and gives chase. He gets a few more.
There's someone there and says, get inside the house. Don't you find it kind of strange?
He was chasing him.
There's a person living over there. He doesn't have any videos of Bigfoot or anything to say about it. He's right there. He knows about it, obviously. He says, get in the house quick. But Bigfoot doesn't go on this land because he knows him. We're going to find that out. I don't know. I don't know what the story is. What do you think?
I think I fucked up, man. Nobody watched them videos. I just put it on the share screen now. I didn't realize that it wasn't on the share screen. Keep playing now, man. They're going to hear us, but it'd been a lot funny for them to see what we were seeing. I fucked that up. My bad, G.
Oh, man.
I guess I'm just a bitch ass.
Live and learn.
Yeah.
Well, it's a baby Bigfoot. With the mama one.
There's the listen. There's a they're gonna show a footage of a baby. You gotta watch it,
Okay,
but
Mark.
you're gonna they
Ready
show
for it now?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Shit. No, it's been recording the whole time, but it didn't show. Now
Glimpses of it, but backs off when the creature starts making noises, whoops, and a growl.
Let's hear it.
the epic, yeah. I start that.
Wow, I love that. It's like this is magical. Made me feel like Disney. I have a Disney moment. As a fairy godfather's gonna show up. Hey, buddy. I've been watching you.
The Yellow Brick Road. Who did that?
Who?
That wasn't Disney, was it? No.
The
Yellow Brick Road.
I don't know.
Wasn't Disney.
MGM. I don't even know. I've seen the movie a whole bunch of times. That's another oldie one. That's
Comes out in
old.
February.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, again.
Ooh.
Yeah, again.
Gorgeous.
Every year it comes out. Yeah.
You watched it every year?
Every year I watch it, yeah.
Oh, there's a Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Oh, is there
I
two
saw
of
him. I saw that one though, but I only saw the other one.
But hold on a second. Let's inspect it a little bit further.
I do lost his
Look
mind.
at his butt. See, that's a guy walking in there. Look at this. It looks like a pant leg with a suit. Like
Are we talking big butt then?
I don't see like how like. Okay, you're big. You're big like this, right? And if you got fur and stuff on your legs, there's going to be certain muscular looking looks that you're going to have because you're like that.
Like
big
that
and you're going
Patterson?
through the woods. Yeah, and it's
Like
going to
that
be
Patterson footage.
that looks more real than any other ones that I've seen. Because look, he's got like looks like a pair of pants on, and he's just like kind of like, here I am. Let's do a little this, and I'm gonna just
tailor-made.
And he's like, all right, we'll videotape you right here. Just walk between these two trees. It seems like there's like two trees, and there's like a little clear. You know, and it's like a lot of those are like a little clearing, little some shit there, and then out of the little middle of the thing where is there something going to pop out? And all of a sudden, there goes that Bigfoot looking around.
How do you know
And
he
all of a sudden it had
doesn't
a
groom
baby one,
himself?
It just pulls up the baby one, like, here I am and my baby. That was weird.
But that one there, he just groomed himself, you know, made himself look good for the camera.
Well, he just went to the bathroom because the bear ain't the only thing that shits in the woods.
It's a Bigfoot that shits.
You seen that, huh? The Bigfoot shits.
I saw
little round ones, just like the deer and that.
see the toilet paper on his ass.
Oh no!
Raisins.
Harley Hoffman's Sasquatch.
Ooh, Sasquatch.
This video from Harley Hoffman provides footage of a dark-haired creature walking away amid some trees.
Look at that.
The video was recorded in 2001
Hey, you got
in
some
British
different-
Columbia.
some gray in
Are you sure
there.
that's not a werewolf? Look, it looks like there's ears right there.
Look at the eyes.
Right
That's
here.
those. Huh?
pointed ears and then a flatter face and like it's a minotaur. I don't know what it is, dude. It's turned into a big blur now to me.
Yeah, but it's a good one. This video in some ways rivals the Patterson-Gimlin film in terms of clarity and importance. Unlike many Bigfoot videos, fortunately,
You got ears.
I don't know if it really
Doesn't it look like ears right there?
for like, yeah, he's talking about the clarity and you can see like some stuff that looks like really
Muscular.
cool looking. Yeah, it looks almost as well as that other one, Patterson one. But we got to see the thing turned around. We got actually seen some face. We've seen some face, and then and like the way when it turns its head, does the costume like how's that? If it was one, like we got. I don't know if it is or not. What's real in this shit? It could be all fake. To me,
we
it
get a
just looks
pretty
a lot of
clear
it looks all
view of
fake
the
to me.
creature, and it's
Like
in
some look like
focus.
better fakes.
It may
Like
be the
real
best
fake.
footage of a Bigfoot type
You know what I mean?
creature
Like
since the
real fake.
1967 Patterson-Gimlin film. The creature looks
See?
quite real,
It just looks like
and its muscular
it just looks like it's some kind of like werewolf type looking weird shit. Look, is that ears? Because if it's turned like that,
So is that like an eye then?
here's
Would you-
one ear, here's the other ear on that side.
where would you see the eye
Right
is?
here.
Ah, dude,
Right here.
right there. Yeah, that's what I would think, man.
And then it has a flat face that's real dark.
But well, not totally flat
Why
because
is
it
all
would be like a
weird, though?
nose.
It's just because you know how like when you take videos and pictures, sometimes you get like some weird artifacts and like some weird when it's blurry, then all of a sudden the camera has its own like little idea of what reality looks like, and then it gives you a variation of that.
Looks like a buffalo head.
Yeah, a buffalo head. That's what I was saying. A minotaur.
It's
A
the
minotaur,
buffalo
a
man.
minotaur, a buffalo minotaur, or what?
Yeah.
That's what a minotaur is. It's a
Doesn't it?
buffalo
Doesn't it look
head,
like
ain't it?
buffalo?
Well, it looks like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But maybe
The
they made it
ears.
like a
It looks like it. Looks like it has ears are triangular.
Maybe them horns.
It's just-
Their ears.
just gives
Them
you
are
a
ears,
seen
though.
moving
Them are
beneath
ears.
the hair.
Hey, look at
It's a different kind of monster.
Idaho Canyon Bigfoot video.
Oh.
In this very short video, we see a black figure walking through the trees of a snow-covered canyon. The person who posted the video says it's somewhere in
I
Idaho,
love it.
but is not specific about
Oh my god! It's like all of a sudden there's a little opening, and all of a sudden, whoop, here I am. There's a Bigfoot that was there. Oh, look at Bigfoot. There he is. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, where's he gonna pop up? All right, you got a little opening right there. Okay, he's gonna be in the bush this time. All right, boop, and he just pops out. The other one popped up behind the rock, and then had a baby. I mean, this is fucking this. I don't know, man.
the location or date. The clip is shown twice. The second time with motion stabilization, which helps viewing the creature considerably. The poster says only this: a large shady creature, which appears to be a Bigfoot, is spotted walking through the trees across the canyon. We never really got a good look.
Yep.
But at
Yeah,
first,
you never do. You're never
we
gonna get a
thought
good
it
look.
was a
No.
person
You gotta
walking
get that
across the
look.
canyon. But after looking at it for a second, it looked more and more not.
I don't know. I think there's some extra freaking movements in there. I don't know. I just think everything's
Do
fake.
you feel like what the camera's shaking purposely, intentionally?
Yeah, a
or-
little bit more extra.
I think
than
they were saying
usual.
that. I think you said that they're saying that the guy that's doing the narration that the camera was like auto adjusting.
Yeah,
for
but
the
the rest,
movement?
but the movement of the camera, like swaying back for it, almost
Oh.
like a fake action. I don't know. When you see things, I don't know.
I mean, I'll take your word. Like I can see that as I can see.
You kind of see like a little person.
Well,
that
I
did
can
that on
see where you're coming
purpose.
from with that. Why you think that? Yeah.
I can't have it to where it's so clear. That's why it's always look at the distance all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll
What-
give it
what-
to you like
You would
these
have
are-
up to it like, oh, here we go, action. I would run at it,
I would say
or somebody when people just like go at it. Like
this is
oh,
probably
there's
like
something there.
this is probably like we're recording off of 30 frames per second, right? But it's supposed to be 1440, right? HD now. It could be just 1080 at 30 frames per second. This is probably like 720 at 30 frames per second. Or it could be 480. I think 480 is the one after that.
Hmm.
This is probably like from a cell phone or whatever. Yeah, it had to be from a cell phone, right? Think about it. It had to have been from a cell phone.
It's like
From
that
like-
was cell phone. I
from
can
like the early 2000s.
it up like this. way.
Ketchikan, Alaska Bigfoot. The following was reported by the videographer. I was on a logging road in Ketchikan hiking with a friend when I saw it. Boy, did my heart start racing.
People always ask me, first thing they ask me is, CT, why the big change? Why plant-based?
The second thing to ask is, why the fuck are you on this video?
Hey.
Hit the skip, Mike. Hit that skip shit, man.
It was about 40 yards from the road. It's
Oh, you caught it.
Why
Why the fuck did I do that though? We're recording. Why? What did you click that? You got
I clicked it out. I clicked up like in the beginning before I pressed the other button. I just stopped sharing.
Yeah, don't. That, well, I see why. I know why you did that because even with myself, I'm like, where's the icon to click to stop it and then and mute and all that stuff.
Yeah. You got it. I got to take a break for a moment. Pause that baby and put a commercial in there for yourself. A fake one. Selling handless, bladeless nights.
Fake time.
Instead of 12.
Dude, I really feel like, but then I fucked it up. I was thinking like, dude, we could have just done just off the video, watching these videos alone, commenting in the background, and that would have been the podcast. But
First time that you can chunk that right off and save it. And then just
it's gonna save automatically. Yeah.
You know what I
If
mean?
you stick around, I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you the editing
Cut
part.
that off and then we can just start the thing.
All right, listen. If you
We're
stick
talking about
around,
that video
listen.
right
If
here.
you stick around, I'll be able to show you the editing.
Can't stick around too long.
Anyhow, and if you stick around, another thing too, if you stick around, then I'll be able to give you all the usernames and the passwords and the platforms. In the event something happens, then you'll be able to. Yeah, I'm not worried about because that's a backup. That's a backup audio in the event. But I'm getting away from that. The reason I'm doing the backup now is just in the event something happens with the audio through Zoom. Like the first two videos we did, I was syncing our voice with what was from Audacity. Hey, check this out. I've been posting the videos on Spotify now. Yeah, I'll show you. Well, like the video that you and I did with Man, and I had posted that before I just an MP3 and just audio.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna repost it because they won't let you just replace. You're gonna have to delete what you put, all that, and then put it back in there. And then the way everything is on Spotify right now, I'll show you. The way everything is on Spotify is like this. It's in order. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? If I take off a video and put it back on, right now, let's say we're at episode 20, right?
Yeah.
And then but episode 7 is after episode 20, and then there's 21. It's like I just said whatever. This is what I was gonna tell you to get this app. Now these are all the episodes so far. So these are the ones I did with just Man, except for Alex Jones Wright. That's one I did with you, but that's audio. Open Borders, audio. Now we videoed. By then we videoed, right?
Yeah.
No. By then the title was Open Borders. I videoed with you. I had this you on the phone. Talked. But I didn't post it as a video. I didn't know if I'd be able to. And I was so accustomed to audio, and I didn't think about it like Joe Rogan. He'll do this video and audio together. He'll post it like that. And then let's just say he'll just do the video with the audio. And then when we did Christmas special, that was like the same thing. But after I did it, I was like, oh, see, I did the 30 frames per second. Anyhow, so this one, The last three is when I posted the video. Now on YouTube, whenever there was a video that we did, that's all posted, just like on Rumble.
Yeah.
It's just on Spotify. But Spotify is like Spotify is like YouTube. People go on podcasts, they're not gonna be looking at like iHeart Radio or something first. They're gonna be like, what's on Spotify? Because Joe Rogan, Spotify made it, popular. So this is like aliens. That's what flipped it to the other one. Yeah. The reason why you can't hear is and it's synced with that, but that's the video. Did you guys ever listen to the intro to this? All right, now watch this. This is what I did. This is what I did. This was still paired from last time. This is the intro I did for the aliens. And we had such a great time with that episode. We were all laughing and joking around, good vibes. And then like that, like people be like, that looks like a flying saucer. That looks legitimate. And then look how it got funny. I got some fake aliens. Dude, if you guys should check out the intros for the videos, they geek you up. I'm not just putting out dumb shit. No, hold on, no. But see, then I was like, when I started talking about that demon stuff, I was like, well, I'll put that in there too. So we have demons. And then I put the blue chew because we were talking about the blue chews. So whatever we talked about for that episode that I remembered, I was putting it in there. And then because I was like, I think they're like demons. Like if you just said something like My Little Pony, I would have put My Little Pony. Now watch what I did here. What I did with the intro for the serial killers. I freaked out, remember, because that Back to the Future theme I told you about, and I was gonna do Halloween. I said, I ain't gonna do that now. I looked for some scary theme song, right, from the app that I used to make the videos.
You're great. I remember I seen the video.
Did you see the one with SpongeBob? With Patrick Starfish with SpongeBob? He's in this. Look now. Look at. Hold on. I showed this to Rich. I didn't realize what I did. Watch the picture after this. It's the sequence of the photos. I didn't you see how that guy looks. It's like he's right there. I didn't know I did that. I just put the stuff together.
That was crazy. Like, oh, I got it.
Prison bitch. So that's how I put that together. And then I put like Ed Gein. But then I did something funny with it too. Like, I check this out. And there's SpongeBob and there's Patrick Cudahy. Yeah. I mean Patrick Cudahy. Take out Patrick Starfish, right? But there's something to it because it's like I'm opening up, like it's like I'm putting a theory out there about Patrick. Watch. Like that guy, he's the one that built that house. And Home of Horrors. Yeah. H.H. Holmes. I didn't want to repeat any photos. So if I did like a collage of photos, then that would have been different. And he was one where it's like basically like Ted Bundy, though he's in court taking oath. It's like he's saying hi, right? But that's the lady you're talking about with the that was burying the people in her backyard. Yeah. That's her. Yeah. That's the chick right there. Dorothy was her name. Something like that's her. That's the chick. She was taking her security checks.
Bury him right in the eye, right in the flower bed. And then live off their money.
And that's the Zodiac killer. I did the Zodiac, and then I didn't want to repeat, but then I was like, because they never caught him. And that was that code I told you about. They said decipher the code, and you know my name, and you can blah, blah, blah. I thought they got it. Now look at this. There was women that was infatuated with serial killers. So I put that in there. Then I did police sketches in here too. The reason I want you to watch because this next one's gonna be like it's gonna freak you out.
Dude, that looks so demented that somebody made it this. That looks scary.
So Manson died in prison, eh?
Yes. You used to look like this.
I wonder if you let Susan. I wonder if you let Susan. Better watch out. I was trying to see him carrying a baby in you. I think that was more like you. You really know.
The rest of that one. Then like.
Yeah, that's a Bigfoot, all right.
Remember when I said
Why are
that?
you getting all these fucking sightings? These people are getting the sightings. That's close together, you know what I mean?
That's what I told you when you're talking about time. It's so funny. The timing is so funny.
I fucked it up.
I didn't.
I'm gonna watch it. I can watch it on that video.
I just like what you said.
Time after time.
I'll stop it right there. But we're all laughing, like you're laughing too. That whether you like was a meaningful laugh or not, it's like because you were like saying about the time, and I said, well, you know who Cindy Lauper is, right? And I said that's how. I'm like, well, you know, she said something about time. Now you do have celebrities; they'll talk about stuff. They'll be like, you know, they might be like, well, you know, I seen a UFO outside my plane, out the window of my plane flight. That was just so funny.
I was flying from Philadelphia to Ohio, and out on the wing was this little fucking dude, man.
So what are we doing now?
He was carrying Mike. He was carrying the wings off.
I'm not gonna say that.
We're gonna finish it up.
I'm just gonna rely on the audio from Zoom. Press play.
Zoom.
Oh no. Well, you got now. Check it out. See how it's on. Now see how it says stop and share. So, click on that stop and share. No, the red right there. No, the red. You were just there. Click. Oh no, go to the press resume share on top. Yep. Now I press that.
Seem to travel fast. At one point, you can see a whitish, yellowish thing in its hand. I believe it was skunk cabbage. You can see it jump, and after that point, it just seems to disappear. I could not tell where it had gone. We went to search for tracks, but the riverbed where we thought it was walking was full of perfect skipping rocks. We found no prints. If there is a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or Kushtaka, I swear I saw him.
Wow. There could have been another person. The way that person, it looked like when it jumped, it just looks like a human. I don't know, man. It just looks so much like a person with a suit on taking a jump. You know, they're like, hey, I want to jump right here. And then I'll hide over here. I go down here. There's a bunch of, all of a sudden it's really solid right there where it went. Like, it's like always the same thing. It's like, poop, it pops out in, in between somewhere. It's always the same. Boop. And it's always like, there's like a lot of space in between. It's always in a wood line. Out of all that super duper deep ass fucking shit, all there is, right? They're gonna go up to. They're gonna be like just always hanging by the road all the time, like always hanging around where there's that space for it to see it. Like they're just always and they always pop out of there. There's like, ooh, it was in the bush or it was behind a rock. Like I said before, I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe in Bigfoot.
If there was something in the
Larry
age,
surfaced
ate that
Bigfoot
much.
video. This
uh,
video was captured at night
how many years
with
it's
hidden
been?
Gen 2 Night Spirit
Bigfoot
Night
over
Vision scope
100 years old.
attached to a video camera by Larry Surface,
Look
a
at this.
retiree in southern
Is
Ohio
that
in his
Bigfoot?
backyard.
Oh, that's a guy.
The scope camera arrangement accounts for the pinhole effect. The only light was moonlight. Larry's property borders the Wayne National Forest, and he has been aware of possible Bigfoot activity for some time.
So they're trying to say that's a Bigfoot.
That looks more like a spooked or a specter, because the Bigfoot, big feet are supposed to have they're supposed to have conical heads. Their heads are supposed to be shaped like cone-like, you know,
Like
a
a
protruded
gorilla.
forehead. Yeah, and here, this guy, this is just
It's an old guy.
they show stuff in the woods
It's
on
an
those
old
trail.
guy.
Hey, they show stuff on those trail cams.
Right? That's an old guy. That's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I thought, oh, there's an old guy walked in front of the film. The guy that put it there, is he old too? That looks with white hair?
To me, it looks like like a spook, like a specter, like that could be like a ghost or some
Okay.
shit, man.
What happened?
Infrared
Oh,
lighting
now
cannot
they
be
show that's a
used,
guy like
he
that.
says, because I have found that the wild people can see it. That includes the detection beams on trail cameras. There was close and frequent activity at the research location 2 years ago, which immediately stopped when I put up game cameras. It took over a year before they began coming in close again. By comparing his height in the camera to that of the creature,
Oh no, here's a blurry mess.
I think it's a horrible video.
shit.
That one right there. I do believe that's a horrible clip.
Shit,
Absolutely.
when I stare at it, it looks like I see faces.
It's just the quality of the trail cam is too poor. I mean, you got stuff out there today that'll blow that
When
out
it's
the water,
when
man.
it's so blurry, it's like, there could be anything there. It's like,
Looks like raw skin.
is this
The
blurry?
hair in the back, but it's a tree.
Larry estimates that it is 6 feet, 10 inches tall. Marble Mountain Bigfoot. The video was shot by a hiker, a member of a 15-person group,
Look at that.
in July 2000 at
That dude was telling us that it was up there, the Bigfoot.
Marble Mountain near Fort Jones, California.
Ooh, California, look at this.
In the distance, the hikers see a figure
That looked like a
walking
Bigfoot
along
running.
the ridge of the mountain,
See?
past some trees and finally out of sight. The videographer tries to zoom in as best he can, but the figure is too distant to get any details.
That's like a hiker, man. He doesn't have the
Dude,
stats.
that shit looks like a human, man. Just up
like a
there,
skinny guy.
you know.
He looks like a skinny guy.
Yeah, he's way up there. He's like, do. Probably looking back and like, wow, look at this view. And the people are like, it's a monster. It's a Bigfoot.
Like he's gonna sit there, like that thing is gonna sit there and do
The
that.
abominable dope man. Oh, man. I think people get paranoid and start to see shit.
Just keep that cover off it. Don't put
I
that
don't
cover
want
on.
any more of these.
All right.
I refuse to eat anymore. I'm gonna get a bellyache from this stuff.
Fuck that, man. That's just nasty, dude. I got that just in case my breast stink.
I'm just hungry.
Well,
Gotta eat. Dinner time's calling. Ding ding.
what's he made? What did he make you?
Ooh, Bigfoot.
I only call my cars by a female pronoun.
Yeah.
Press play.
Look at this.
Minnesota red-haired
Oh, this is getting
Bigfoot.
close.
This video
Red-headed
was
one.
taken on July 6, 2011, about 30 miles east of St. Paul, Minnesota,
Olive has green
by
eyes.
a couple, a farmer and his wife, who was taking a routine walk in the woods. They hear a low grunting sound, which they at first thought was a deer. The farmer had recently bought an iPhone, and so was making video recordings of just about everything.
Mm.
He turned it on for this occasion.
Another one. Just the way it walks and the way it's like bent over, it just looks like just like a human. It's the same kind of speed. It doesn't look real to me. I've been watching people too long.
Next, you're gonna tell me that when I look at the footage of the Zoom cam, that's not a flying saucer. That looks just like a flying saucer, Mike. Look, it's right there above us.
Oh,
take some photos.
Make it really blurry. We'll get right up in there and put a bunch of stuff in front of it. To make
It was gonna land on me.
outside and throw it in the air. Let the wind hit it. Be lucky.
And these are the images he captured. It appears to be a crouching creature with auburn-colored hair that quickly moves away, appearing like a primate. The famous original film shot by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin in 1967 with a 16mm camera while on an expedition to find the elusive creature in the Bluff Creek area of the Six Rivers National Forest in Northern California. Large footprints have been found in this region in previous years. The authenticity of this film is hotly contested and could be a hoax, although most Bigfoot researchers consider it genuine. Mission, British Columbia, Sasquatch.
I bet her stuff's wolfing.
Footprints have been
Some Bigfoot milk.
found in this region in previous years. The authenticity of this film is hotly contested.
Her pH levels must be too high or too low? Remember that comedian on that for when we did the podcast on the serial killers and he was talking about Ted Bundy?
British Columbia, Sasquatch.
I think it just passed.
A couple hiking on a logging road in the remote mountains of Mission, British Columbia in July 2013
he's right there.
were taking pictures of the beautiful scenery when they noticed something moving on a ridge in the distance.
We had a basketball.
Although they are quite far away from the creature, they zoomed in on it as much as they could.
Oh.
Provo Canyon Bigfoot encounter video.
Oh, look at this. What's
Here's
going on
the
with this
YouTube
video?
description. We went camping in Provo Canyon near Squaw Peak in Little Rock Canyon Overlook.
You see the Bigfoot? It's waiting. It's
Dude, let's
waiting in
make
the
this one
bushes.
to be the last. Like, let's not even
It's
because
just-
this
this
is
is
just
the last
lame
one.
now. This is
Yeah, I'm done with this. It's
go to the stop share. No, right there.
I'm done with that one. That Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Bye.
So going back to
Wow.
tunneling systems and monsters beneath.
Wow. I just like it just seems like I really don't even believe in the Bigfoot.
Now let's look at Ken's research. You're talking about those cults. What happened with the cults?
They got pet Bigfoots.
Are they playing against the Packers this week?
Yep. Happy Sunday were, hey, but you're not no Minnesota.
Yeah, that's
Then
gonna be a
Detroit.
mother.
Both, but in Green Bay. If we win both of them, and the Commanders lose one game,
That's
we're
why I
in.
told you they gotta lose one game.
It could happen. I remember one time it happened a long time ago once when we were watching a game. And I was like 20 years
In a
ago.
stadium far, far
When I
away.
was watching Magic.
Remember? I do.
Remember Magic Kowski? It's Mikowski.
No, that's beyond me,
Remember,
man.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
You put me
That-
onto the Packers,
White.
but man, that was
There you go.
There was that guy named White, the quarterback
It
White,
always goes back to Bart
Barry
Favre,
White.
or Brett Favre. Bart Favre.
How about when they used to say Favre? Remember that? It was
Oh,
Favre. It was Brett Favre. And then they're like, because there's no R. It's not Farve. It's Favre. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, that's like you got some people the way their names are spelled. That's actually how it's supposed to be pronounced, but they don't like it, so they'll correct people. No, it's not. It's not Favre. It's Favre. And fuck up Purdue. When I was gone, there was a CO. He had his name. I don't remember the name, but that was not how his name was supposed to be pronounced. So he would correct that. He would, he was correcting people. No, it's, whatever.
Little
No,
extra
it's
in
like,
there.
no, dude, that's what your name is, man. Like if
And
you
then you find out a family member and
check
they
out,
say
check
it
out.
a different way.
like Joe Dirt. No, it's not dirt. It's dirty. Or like, can you imagine someone's
Whatever
name?
happened to Joe Dirt?
Well, he went to the military and now he's got a house and he's got 2 kids.
Joe Dirt.
I'm talking about you.
Uh-huh.
when Susie and Michelle would consider you to be Joe Dirt, remember that?
My mom collected
Mike found
clowns.
Mike found a big turd with a peanut on it and thought it was a meteorite. No, that's a joke.
Oh man,
You can go back and laugh about.
I found the meteor right. I gave it to my dad. He broke it into a bunch of pieces, melted the rest of it down, and made a
No, that's not my Infinity Stones.
he made a special glove for his leg. It's for his leg. It goes on his foot. Because you see what happens is shrink your arms. He said he'd rather have this one small skinny.
Was that my phone or your phone,
My
Ken?
phone.
Oh. So I was about to say, dude, it's gonna be a prison call.
There's no calls.
Oh man.
We're at the end. I'm at the end anyway, so we can just
This is the end of the
Oh.
We're gonna finish it with
finish
this.
it off with what you were hearing about. What did I wake
These
up
are
this morning? to?
California cult leaders. Children of God, David Brandberg. Says Light Club entices flower children to sermons with rock music and free peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah, he was a badass dude, man. You know, this is what he.
What kind of peanut butter was it? The crunchy kind?
I don't know. They didn't say it had nuts in it
With
at all,
flavored
but it
jelly?
should have had nuts in it.
Because he's nutty.
All right. And then he has the notion that sex and masturbation were gifts from God, and cult members should masturbate while fantasizing about having sex with Jesus. What a fucking dork, man.
Crazy, man.
Wow, that just now every day you go to sleep and you wake up and you wonder what you're looking at when you wake up, like it's just something new that's more disturbing than.
But
than
that's
the day
not new. That's
before.
old news.
Is that old news?
Yeah, that's old news.
Wow,
This ain't that old. This
Well, I'm not
after this is
After what?
2012 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, that was
Well, all right.
that was a long time ago.
In 10 years.
Wow.
Since then,
But there's still
President
stuff
Trump
happening.
went
Wow.
into North Korea. No.
Make a time machine, go back in time,
When
and then crumble that paper up when I had it in my hand before, and throw it in the garbage.
But this is all real shit. This is all real shit, though. It makes no difference. It was
Yeah, I understand.
19.
Yes,
you know,
it's kind
it
of like
makes no
you
difference.
went back in time to bring out.
He says, "Give me
Like,
my
hey, look at this shit.
fucking."
But see, this ain't very far
You want to
away.
shake somebody?
2016.
You want to shake
6 years
somebody
ago,
and say, look,
7
man,
years
look
ago.
what's
That's a
going
long
on.
time
Look,
already.
it's even look at a little bit of that back then. You'd be all super bad, but now everybody's all like, "Well, you could do what you want. I don't care what anybody does. Just leave me not into your included me into your things."
What thing you talking about? What thing you talking about? Boo-boo.
Keep talking, man. I'm here right now. Fuck that. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up. You got a bunch of shit on that.
No,
paper.
no, that was the main
dude.
stuff.
You were telling you.
The other thing was about this Nancy Zerbe leader in 2016 had been accused of sexually molesting children. You know, there was most of these cults right now that two of them anyway that I mentioned. There were people in there that disappeared. Nobody could find them. They were looking for this mother and child that were in this cult thing during David Berg. And anyway, when the FBI and that went around, they were checking the house and all over the place. Then they went into a shed that had a dirt floor, and that police officer felt the ground kind of soft, and so he dug down a little bit deeper, and it was still soft
This is
sand.
just-
So they knew right away something was buried there, so they removed that shed, and then dug down there and they found that lady and her child.
That's the children of God stuff you're talking about.
Yeah. It's just on fucking real, you know. This guy here, he died in 1994. That bird died. Then that's where that Karen Zibby took over. And about vampires too, you know, they're got one of them cults all about vampires. Marcus Wesson, he saw himself as the leader of new religion, combining Christian and Christianity with vampire lore. I mean,
Just
oh my
stupid
God.
stuff, man.
But they were finding in California, I think it was Sacramento, where they around the river, they found these bodies with puncture wounds in their neck, like a vampire went on them.
Well, let's sign off. Let's go. Grab your headphones so you can say bye. What did Megan want?
Time to eat. It's time to eat. She said, "It's time to eat, husband. Time for your meal."
I got it.
All right. So who's gonna say bye first, man?
You can say goodbye first.
No, I want
Richie,
you guys.
you want-
This is Ken. What am I doing?
You're done. You're discarding.
Oh, hey, customers.
You're just starting to say.
Oh yeah,
goodbye.
no, I fucked up. I don't know why I even said that shit. I got all kind of shit on my motherfucker.
Yeah, but you said it a couple times. That
You like
a couple days ago you said that.
floss your teeth?
Trust me, man. I don't know where I'm doing.
I know what's going
I'll
on.
just operate this body. I don't know what's going on in this head, man.
This is Ken signing out.
Mike, later.
And this is Rich. And this is Manwich. And yeah, this episode might stink, but leave us alone. All right. Catch you later. House.
That last shit. Very end where we sign off.